that's flooding in the 4P, the 3 holds, in boiler room 6. She could stay afloat with 4 compartments flooded, not 5. Not 5. This ship cannot sink. She's made of iron, sir. I assure you, she can. What the f*** is you thinking? I don't know what you think you know, but you're wrong. She got shot in the gut, but you don't die from your wounds. Larry! Larry! I'm a cop, Larry! I'm so sorry! From Scotland? But it's full of Scots. First and foremost, where's my money, Brian? Spill ice, can ya?
I see you, bitch.
What in all God's creation is wrong with this woman? Smiling to the gallery like she's about to be crowned Miss Orange County herself, by the judge no less. She's fixing to be handed a one-way ticket to a concrete box. Not a lick of shame or sense underneath that lopsided box-dyed bob haircut. Looking like she lost a fight with a weed whacker. Oh Lord, why was I so unequipped to resist this Jezebel's persuasive charms in one-page inmate seeks lawyer advert?
Yeah, everyone already thinks so. What's your point?
Can't let anyone enjoy this song for more than 8 seconds. Who are these psychopaths watching an hours-long video for the primary purpose of hearing 9 to 20 seconds of a song? Hello, everyone. Let me bring up... This is BROMOS. We have a special guest host, co-host today. Everyone, I didn't download the applause meter, but
Sure.
SummaCum. Well, another thing I missed. Yay!
Hi.
Welcome to the stream. So, for those who don't know, I'm sure most people here know who you are. I found her channel with, of course, Sarah Boone, true crime stuff, and she came over and saw one of my lives, and I was like, we got to do something. And Summa came up with a great idea. She had noticed that I listened to a lot of audio stuff, and I could pick it up on my system. And so she said, why don't we try and go through the pre-sentencing stuff and see what you can pick up. And she'd already picked up stuff, and so I started from her video, and then I just went from there. And then I suggested we go a step further, and we introduced what I call headcanon, right? We do it all the time in Lornography. We have to make up part of the story for it to make sense. So everything here that's captioned on the screen without a box or anything, that is what I can find based on either reading lips or the sound. I've got Summa's clips over mine where she had identified those, and then it's pretty obvious the stuff that I'm making up as I go on. Everything from Sarah.
It's not as obvious as it would be with anyone other than Sarah Boone.
Yes. Well, basically anytime she's speaking, it's made up because she's never facing the camera at all. So I just had an idea, though. The first person who puts in the chat the 3 movies I was quoting lines from in the intro will win $20. Send me your Cash App name or whatever. But it's got to be the first person. You got to get them all 3 of them. All 3 of them.
I don't know them.
And I just to say, I know my impressions are not good. I just like saying those lines because they're funny. So,
No.
Larry, I'm a cop. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is, let me back this up. So this is when there was no sound, but I picked up a little bit of it. Oh, and one more thing. Derek has had some personal troubles with his pet, so everyone send him well wishes, pray for him. He might be in the chat tonight, but he's just taking the time off because, of course, who wouldn't be heartbroken losing a pet? So there's no hidden controversy of XD's on the way out. So yes, and that's why it's BROMOS, because he was going to be here up until a few hours ago. So Anyway, let's keep going. So Sarah becomes Satan. Do you know who she's referring to? Because you know the people in the background of this story a lot more than I do, I think.
Yeah. Who she's referring to?
Yeah, who's she saying I love you? Because the jail people are on the left side, aren't they?
I don't know. I mean, I think no, she's on the right, right? Like
Right.
if you're looking, the Torres family is on the left.
Okay, yeah, maybe I was confusing his
So
daughter.
her people, which is people who are there to make their statement for her, must be behind her. Those are her buddies from the clank.
What's one of her names? Not Lena,
Lana's the one who
Lana's
called
on the
in,
phone.
yeah, she's departed now, unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw that. That is too bad.
Yeah. But there's Christine Pena, and then
she was her cellmate or something, right?
Yeah. Well, she was in the big bunk, so they didn't really have cells, but yes, her bunkmate, I guess. Hey,
now. Who's let's say hi to the chat. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm all Ramona 5446, Paula Nichols, Route Irish, MCL 2, must have got locked out of MCL 1, Bloodbeth, Kit Kat Meows, Super Kelly G, olive oil,
guys.
Caroline. Actually, if you want to, or I don't know, can you see him on your phone?
I don't know what I have to press. Was it Carolina Hurtado by any
Yes,
chance?
Hurtado. Carolina Hurtado.
How did I know?
Sky Flashed Media, Candace, Polynomial Purebred. Oh, Purebred. Okay.
Yeah.
And Rosie. And I think, Missy CSW 120. I think I got everyone. If I missed you, I apologize. I'm reading quite fast there. Oh, Joshua. Joshua, what's up?
Hi, guys.
Right. Who's Amanda?
Where's Amanda?
She says later in this, like, is Amanda here? The only Amanda I found tied to her was Amanda Garcia, who was the person that moved into her apartment after her, and I don't know why she would be there giving a statement. Wow,
you dug deep on that one.
Well, I just Googled Amanda with Sarah Boone, and that's the only thing about
yeah, but still, I mean, I don't know Amanda or Samantha, because they could kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it is Samantha. Okay. Which is, I hope
I don't know Samantha either, so.
Because I gave it 100% rating. So Satan says, I love you guys. Here we go.
It's really something.
Okay, if that's true, I'm gonna read my full statement. I want you to go over there and ask them about their original plea offer, because they and everyone else are scared of the truth I'm going to reveal today.
So I don't know if you could hear any of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I figure that's what he's. I mean, 893. That's not even what it would have been with Good Time on the 15 years. So I'm not exactly sure. 893 must be a score. Somebody who's in law enforcement would know it much better.
Yeah, maybe they know what it was.
But yeah, just a joke that they're even concerned about the low end at this point.
Yeah, it's just like, also, how is she going to get the low end when she knows what she's about to unleash? I mean, is she kidding?
Well, so I developed a theory listening to this. Now, number one, you and I both agreed that Owens is redeemed a little bit by this by what we hear, because I was not impressed with Owens at all during the trial.
No,
and
I don't get an overall feeling that Owens is a good guy, and there are some things about him that are not great, and I don't find that hard to believe, but I felt the way you did also. Go on, sorry.
No, I was going to say, I got the feeling that I got the distinct impression, whether it's correct or not, that he was feeling a little bit high and mighty about that he was the champion of justice and, you know, criminal rights. Like, I'm stepping up when nobody else is stepping up for her, but I am. And if nobody else is going to help me. And so I think that's what fed into his anger a little bit with the prosecution being like, hey, you're not even giving me like any leeway. You're coming at me hard in the paint, and I'm just trying to do my job here. But
yeah, you gave him more credit than I did, but because I don't think justice had anything to do with what he was doing there.
No, I think he wrapped himself feeling it was self-importance. Like he elevated his social in his
must have
mind.
an ego he was feeding. Yeah.
Yes. But on the other hand, then I'm like, yeah, but you really basically just
did whatever she wanted.
Well, you discounted the experience of the first 11 lawyers before you. Like, oh, you are the only one. Sarah's not the problem, right? All these 11 lawyers somehow didn't do it. And so it was kind of like, yeah, you deserve to be with this nightmare woman. But hearing what he says to her here, which is very different than I would say anything he presents in court, which is natural, right? But he's not giving her an inch. And
when I saw him say to her, can you show some remorse? I was like, wow. First of all, you'd think that by then he would know that remorse is not her bag, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and you have to ask. That's like,
I think he's in actual disbelief by the end of this. Like, just the amount that she's
why, I guess. Like,
well, the amount that she's confused about what's happening here. Like, he knows that they've gone over it.
Yeah, I think that because also they didn't have a long time. And I think one of the reasons Kranik did not give him a continuance is because he knew that she would fire him if she had an extra 5 minutes with him.
Right.
Or he would quit. So they had to get the show on the road here.
So, all right.
But I don't know
we'll
why
see what the audience thinks of their opinion of Owens after they read all this.
Yeah.
So. Hey, yo, Jay, we did get the jury to convict this in under 2 hours. Am I right? Shit. Hell yeah. You know it, brother. I don't know why I did them as jive talking street cops from the inner city or something, but it just worked. Shit.
Good idea at the time. Shit.
That's actually, the detective in what is it, 21 grams or something? Or
I don't know. I was watching Sofa's reading of this morning. I think it was the sidebars he was reading because the transcript came out. And
yeah, I read that. Yep.
Mr. J is so funny. He at some point, like, Owens is all up in the tickety talks. He's doing all the things like a 13-year-old girl. And he's like, there's a juror went on TikTok and this and that. And then he says to Jay, Mr. J, did you see TikTok? And Mr. J goes, no, I don't have Chinese spyware on my phone.
Actually, that's the sidebars is where I got the impression that he was boiling over, being like, you're coming too hard against this, right? I mean, she's going away. Like, why are you objecting to my closing? Right? That's I think where I got that impression.
Yeah.
But it's his fault. He's all over the place though. He needed to be objected.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I was just making sure because it seems like they think she ain't doing life.
Really not sure about letting all this gold go to waste.
Look at the stack of papers that she pulls out of this thing.
So I think this this must be the pre-sentence, because this isn't her statement all in here. This must be pre-sentencing reports, the psych reports, victim impact statements, and the score sheets. Is what I determined.
That was the thing she wrote there. Maybe not.
Yeah, she's got it to the side, but then I saw later when she tips it up, it's typed and it didn't match anything because her statement is hole punches and this is not hole punched.
Oh, I thought she pulls out of this a hole punch thing. But...
She does pull some stuff out of here, but it's the full. I don't know. It's not all of it. I had to go back and edit some stuff because I was treating it like she was going through it like it was her stuff. But
yeah.
And then for the audience, if it's not obvious when it's echoey or whatever, this is her thinking. When there's no reverb, it's her speaking to Owens.
Of course, cheapskate Brian can only buy me one manila envelope. Now they're all stuck.
Oh, Amanda. That's what it was. Amanda.
Didn't you say? Oh no, what did you say before?
I think I maybe said Allison or something.
Oh no.
Did I say Amanda?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Did you take
Let's-
these out right now?
Let's. Did she really say Amanda?
Stuck.
Yeah, she's saying Amanda.
Yeah. But maybe
Amanda?
Amanda's works with Billy Lane,
Oh, yeah.
the investigator, you know?
Yep.
I need you to take these out right now. I feel like you're trying to feed me. Faster. Take out some of the best parts.
And I'm pretty sure that page she adds is the one with the Isaiah quote on it, because
The oppressors.
yeah, because she doesn't. It would make sense. She pulled it from the back, and she threw it in. And the other thing is, she's weird the way she does pages. She flips some of them and then just moves some of them over. I'm like, how do you keep those straight? But yeah.
They might be written on both sides, so I don't know.
All of her statement was one-sided because all the hole punches were on the left side. I thought it was double-sided, but I double-checked it last night.
Yeah.
All one-sided. So she was living large that week with all that paper.
Right. She was just going straight to hell with herself. And also I've noticed that at one point Owens has his phone. And I don't know what he's showing on her phone. Of course, on his phone, I'm trying to look, of course. But at one point he did have what looked like a frozen like TikTok video. And I was like, what is he looking at?
I always thought he was looking up the sentencing guidelines to try and show her, because
I thought he was on OnlyFans. I don't know. I mean, by this time he's done, you know, he's like.
Yeah, I totally misread this though the first time. I read this as boredom. I read this as boredom with him versus him being very, very angry right now.
Yes. When he says to her, just be humble when asking for leniency or whatever he says, just be humble. And then he immediately looks away and he just looks like, fuck this bitch, you know?
Yeah, that's where I come up with hypotheticals of what she's saying. But I think the entire time she is arguing, why can't I read the entire thing? It doesn't matter. Krennic can only give me one thing, 20 years. And he's trying to tell her, no, he could possibly go lower. He didn't emphasize enough to her. He can go higher, and he might have already decided he's going to do that. But I think she locked in her mind, well, 20 years is going to be ridiculous for them to do.
She traded her whole life to do what she did here. This was the most important thing to her, you know, is to tell her truth, just to drive, you know, she's so mean-spirited. Like she only cared about doing this. She wasn't nervous. This was her time to shine. And I think it was worth it to her. I think she lies in bed every night thinking I really showed them. And I'm so glad the family walked out.
Right. Yes.
You know?
Yeah. I think she was 100%. I don't think getting life made her regret anything she did because she was already convinced unless she walked out that day, it was going to be too much. It was going to be in the front. Unless she walked out with a check for her time that she had, put in her $15,000.
Right. And then she would still be a victim on the outside, where she was going to work herself to death.
Yes. Mandarin Woods is correct. It's actually been one of the greatest times of my life is what she said.
That's right. And lucky for her, she's going to spend the rest of her life enjoying all of that lucky time where she can be God's, whatever she is, get her crown and spread the Lord's light. That's what she's going to do.
George Glass, ever the simp. Come on, George Glass. All right.
Okay, put these back right now, stupid. It's your fault for taking them all out in the first place.
Stupid.
Explain to me again, why can I not read my full statement? What more could the judge possibly do to me at this point that he hasn't already done? That's why we need the full statement.
I don't know why it's slowed down there, but he says very clearly he could judge appropriately. It's a good warning.
God, my lawyer's so useless. Where's my bestie? Where's my bestie? I see you, bitch. Geez, you have a crush on him or what? Calm down.
And anytime you want to be
Also, Owens was like
yell out,
nervous.
pause. What?
Huh? Owens was like nervous waiting for the judge. I mean, he had a lot more reverence for the judge, for Judge Kranick, than I thought he did. That somehow I mean, he's still he's still trying to do his job, and he's waiting for the judge to come in. He's like very on top. He seems kind of nervous, which really surprised me because I'm like, really? I mean, how'd you think this was going to go? I also think that he is suffering from the abuse that he's been through in the last few months with it.
Yes.
Right? I mean, he's like already has that victim thing going. Like, I felt so bad for him.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't until I read the lips.
Right, I didn't either because I just assumed he was just not as bad as her, but he had his own agenda. But then when I saw this, I was like, this poor man has been, I mean, not that he's a great guy, but I mean, I think to take a man like that down as she did, as quickly as she did, that says a lot about her.
And I also think in his mind, he probably thought once she's convicted, and you can no longer deny that you're guilty of doing it, right?
Well, he's wrong.
That she'll do everything she can to get the least amount of time, like any sane person would. And he has the first client ever that is hell bent on maximizing their penalty.
Would have it no other way.
And it just can't believe it. And so I think he also thinks it probably reflects badly on himself because he thinks I'm already a laughing stock because I'm down here, and who knows what she's gonna do if she reads all. Like he got, I think, what he ultimately wanted. He took out all the stuff about the jury and the judge and the lawyers and the police.
He didn't look bad. I don't think he was a laughing stock. I think that most people feel like he did as good a job as you can in this case. Really.
Yes, but if she had read the full statement, he would have gotten that's. I don't know. You can't control your client at all.
Not to. I can't believe it.
I wonder what he told her. But again, she's still arguing to get it back in. She wants
this is a woman who they were avoiding at all costs, letting the jury know that she had been incarcerated for 5 years. And the first thing she said on the stand is, "Yes, while I was incarcerated."
I also like that on the sidebars when Owens was like, I had no idea she was going to say that. And Crane's like, yeah, no, nobody did.
It wasn't my idea. He's working, he's like swimming against the tide the entire time, yet surprises him.
Yeah, we ultimately, Sky Flash Media is right. Well, ultimately, we do owe him for getting her through, and it's appeal proof, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
But still, his attitude could have been a little bit, he didn't have to make all those dumb motions. Speaking objections.
I don't know. I mean, that's a lawyer thing. I don't.
Speaking objections, I was losing my mind when he was trying to get the interrogation tossed out, and he kept talking about it being a custodial or non-custodial, and they're like, everyone agrees it's custodial, Owens. Why do you keep bringing? Well, but it matters if it's custodial.
I think she was strong-arming him into, I don't know.
Yeah, but after the judge rules,
she was probably like,
maybe.
I have no way of knowing. I don't know why he was doing that. I guess he was just feeling himself. I don't know. But also, she didn't in her whole pre-sentence, in her whole allocution, she did not thank him.
No.
And she did not mention her son, who for the first time ever, when she's trying to, she didn't thank him. She didn't say that she wanted to see her son or any. She just was only forgiving everyone.
Everyone who had
well, not
her.
everyone, but the Torres family, because fuck them, and the judge, because fuck him, and us, and
What was I going to say? Oh, the other thing is, I believe Owen said he hadn't really followed the case. He just happened to see the flyer, right? So Owens did. I don't think Owens.
He watched YouTube. He's a true crime fan. I don't believe that, but that's what he said.
Okay, I thought he wasn't familiar with it, so because like the rest of us, we were following it for 4 years. Like, why would you? I like the warmth of a fire, but not gonna stick my face into it. Like,
right? Yeah. I mean, this is I don't think this was a power move for him, but he's since disappeared off the face of the earth. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep going.
What in all God's creation is wrong with this woman? Smiling to the gallery like she's about to be crowned Miss Orange County herself, by the judge no less. She's fixing to be handed a one-way ticket to a concrete box. Not a lick of shame or sense underneath that lopsided box-dyed bob haircut. Looking like she lost a fight with a weed whacker. Oh Lord, why was I so unequipped to resist this Jezebel's persuasive charms and one-page inmate seeks lawyer advert?
Yeah, you wish you never saw that, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Who responds to something
Everything
like
here
that?
is so good. Can't believe we had to remove pages. I think I'll say something to him. I recognize you've done this more than me, but I still think you're wrong about this.
See, here's the flashes of anger. Here's where the flashes of anger begin.
Yeah.
Of course.
Really?
You think my statement is gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
So tell me what you want me to do.
So I never know how fast, if it's too fast when people can read it, but this one took me a couple passes on it, but he starts and stops. He does that a lot as well with his sentences, which makes lip reading hard because you're trying to find, oh, how would you normally say this? But he's kind of stuttering. So he says, I wouldn't say, I want you to, what is it I want that you're not getting? Like, how do you not get what I'm talking about? You can't insult everyone in the courtroom. You're going to prison.
Yeah, he is learning what we learned a few years ago,
Yes.
but he's not learning. I think this was his crash course, his Rosetta Stone, if you will.
Yes.
Was this?
This was his true trial by fire of learning that his client was extremely evil.
Yeah, yeah. So, which I don't know exactly how he didn't pick up on it, but I think, he went along and did everything she wanted, basically, just to get. And I always thought, like, he really should have come when he decided to represent her. What he should have said is not. He should have acted like he's saving her, because really she deserved everything she got. I mean, she forced herself to go pro se, but she forfeited the right to counsel, state appointed counsel. But what he should have said is, I want
Not by your own choice.
right, not by choice, but he should have said, I want to get this moving. This trial should be held and swiftly and done, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah. I think he just thought she would be less nasty afterwards.
Yeah.
Because everyone's always
should've watched
defensive
a little more
beforehand.
research.
You don't want to give an inch until you're guilty. But once you're guilty, you can show some humility. But hold on a sec. We've got an alert. What? Where is the sound effects? $10 super chat. Second
All
ever
right.
super chat. Polynomial purebred. This is the woman who, with virtually no time for trials, wanted to send Cashman on a wild goose chase for bail she didn't have because she believed it was owed to her. Yeah, she wanted a bond. She was like,
Yeah, but she
Cashman's
wanted
lying
to
to me.
accomplish something while she's been sitting there for. At least I would have the sense that I've accomplished something while I've been incarcerated for.
She could have gone to the apartment, knocked on now that somebody's living there, and invaded their space.
Amanda.
Yeah, Amanda Garcia, and been like, hey, I need to come in with my expert and with a black light. Okay, tear out this wall. We need to see, or, testing it with a little hammer, being like, no, there were dents here. There were dents here.
There's not a dent in those walls. I mean, but she doesn't care.
I wish, I assume somebody said it to her at some time, but since she kept bringing it up, somebody should have.
It doesn't matter.
If they didn't, they should have said to her, it doesn't matter. Everything you say could be true. Everything you say could be true, Sarah. It does not matter.
Nothing she said is true, though. And there's proof
Right.
to it.
On top of that.
I think the more she hated the lawyers, the more honest they were. And Cashman was tough, and she was known to deal with difficult personalities. She showed up there and she was like, look, bitch, this doesn't look good and that doesn't look good, and you've seen your medical records a million times and you've had your discovery. Stop bullshitting me. And that's why she thought she was snotty. What happened?
I hit the back button. This is another classic move I do in stream. I gotta disable this button somehow. Let me pull up this thing again. Luckily, it didn't take 10 minutes and the cat didn't restart the stream. Where's the video? Interview jail tags.
I don't think I can see the chat, which is why I'm not engaging with anyone. I don't want people to think I'm rude.
What are you talking about? You told me earlier you saw it and you didn't care.
Yeah, I was like, fuck these people. I could read it, but
Let's see here. Okay. Where were we at? We were at right enough for that. Okay, once I want you to. What is it you're not getting? All right.
No one is finalizing their opinion on me as a person today or futuristically based on my statement.
So that was interesting. That one actually threw me for a long time. I thought he said grace for forever. And I was basing it off of, because grace makes sense. Grace or something with grace. Yeah. And that sent me down a complete wrong rabbit hole. And I came up with stuff. And then everything changed once I figured out its Krennic is.
Once you hear it, you can't unhear it.
Yeah.
Once you hear it right.
And the only way, because I finally turned the sound on again and I heard it at the beginning, I was like, oh. And even phonetic, like if you say grace or Krennic is, right, they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
But this is the best two lines coming up in here. You had a meaningful part.
Yeah, everyone already thinks so. What's your point?
Think of this every day from prison. Oops.
Is that what you said?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, at first I thought he was talking about family but then words would not line up right. So let's go back again. So this is slowed down. This is starting at like 80% and slows down to 30 at the end. But it's what it is.
Yeah, everyone already thinks so. What's your point?
So think of this. Oops, I don't know why it speeds up. I don't know why it's jumping and it's annoying because I put in the brakes but yeah, he definitely says, think of this every day from prison, basically telling her, is this worth it?
Yeah.
And it was worth it
this
for her.
is, and it is to her.
He just didn't realize that she.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap your mind around, but there's no you can't understand this person. Like,
yeah, like why do you want to go to? I mean, in all honesty, though, Sarah didn't really have anything going on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot or nothing at work there. I think that her nasty, vindictive character it guides her through her life, and hence everything that we've seen.
I think if she was still getting the money from Brian, she'd be a lot less.
I don't think so, because that money wasn't going to last for. I think that she knew
until he stopped. Right?
Yeah, yeah. I think there must be listen. I don't know. I was going to say there must be a part of her that knows as soon as she hits, Winter Park again, she's going to be just an alcoholic running around, but she doesn't know that, and she's.
Can you see this chat on the screen?
Yeah.
It says Carolina Hurtado. Please don't write in the chat son's names. We don't want him or Brian to see that SummaCumLoudmouth is exploiting his son. Please.
Is exploiting whose son?
You're exploiting Brian's son. You're exploiting. It's a joke, I assume. You're not, or maybe you regularly exploit his son.
I try not to exploit anyone's son.
Yeah. Hey, Slothcat's here. It's me, Slothcat. Okay, we're gonna try to play this one last time, see if it jumps. But think of this.
Hi, Carolina Hurtado.
Yeah, I jumped over it. But yeah, it is every day from prison.
Yeah.
For what? I mean, my statement is full of forgiveness. What more do you want?
I don't know what's wrong with this.
So
Go ahead.
there's when he says Kranik, there's part of this conversation that I also saw, which is he says to her at some point, the judge. And that might be the 100% thing that he says. The judge makes the final decision. Like,
Yes, he said. Yeah, he says that coming up.
He didn't seem to understand a lot of things here, which
right, which had to be frustrating for him, right? Like, how do you not know what's happening here today? You turned down a plea.
5 years in prison, in jail she was. She learned absolutely nothing. Nothing. And that would be one thing if she wasn't carrying on like she's doing so much work and she needed her discovery. She didn't look at it at all and wasn't even trying to act. She's too stupid to pretend she did. I don't understand it.
And I think that might be one of the lines at the end that I'll need your help on, because it doesn't make quite sense. I'm missing a word in the middle. ODL, I don't know where ODL is. So that's your statement on the right, and then on the left is the papers from the court.
I'm a student. I wrote this all as one piece. I don't know how you can expect me to cut stuff out of my speech on the day of my presentation. You expect me to just go up there? I don't know what you want me to do, and I always know what to do and how to do it, because this is good. This is gold. What are you saying?
My best friend is the one
I can
who
do
pulled that up.
Yeah, I would have had no clue, or I maybe would have, but then I found out a little bit where he's like, "Oh, or both." It's slightly different than yours, but
and also you have to it has to click for you. It has to just suddenly you get it, you know?
Right. You get one word and then a lot more makes sense.
Yeah, that's the only reason this happened is because I happened to key in on can you show any remorse, and I was like, I couldn't believe it, you know? That's what he's saying to her. Like, you're having this conversation now, and
I wonder. I'm surprised I don't know. I'm surprised he offered both. The only reason I can think he's telling her to do both is be like, well, your statement's gonna be so bad, maybe you can pull it out with a verbal
he's just trying
thing.
whatever, you know?
But I mean, at this point, if I was him, I wouldn't want her saying anything off script. Being like, what are you gonna say now? Like,
yeah,
you haven't given me a written copy that I can preview.
Yeah, he's still trying. I guess. Yeah, I was surprised how long he stayed in the game. You'd think by now he'd know, like.
Both? I don't have to give my presentation from here, do I?
Stupid.
I have no idea why it's jumping like that.
Can't believe the judge is late to my recital. I know there's a paper in here somewhere showing the maximum sentence the judge can give me is already set on a piece of paper, so I'm gonna find it and shove it in Owen's stupid face. Are you gonna say something?
Yeah, your
Like,
lawyer's
you know
going to
her.
say something at your sentencing, Sarah. Like, she does. I don't know. I couldn't figure out what she was upset with or what the second half of what James Owens said. But she shook her head like this when he said, "Well, you'll be up there, and you know you can something." He's like, "You can see most of the courtroom." She's like it wasn't good enough. That's where I got the recital idea from.
I don't know what the beef was there. It's
is
very
she
hard to know.
is she pissed because people will be able to turn away from her, or I want their chairs ziplocked so they can't turn around and show me disrespect. They have to listen.
I don't know. I mean, I wonder if it just dawned on her that the Torres family can leave.
Yeah.
Like she just realized they're not handcuffed to their chairs. Maybe. I don't know. She's like, can we get the Torres family?
So I always heard the joke about the pink cuffs. I don't know why I didn't notice them until this video. Is pink cuffs like a regular thing for the jail, or is something she custom ordered?
No, first of all, she's not that. that doesn't matter to her, I don't think. Like, she wouldn't, I mean, clearly appearances aren't her. Although she did staple her scrubs to look more sexy, I guess. But
Well,
no, pink cuffs.
she was
I guess you
rocking
can
that
choose them or
skirt.
just use them.
She's rocking
Yeah.
that skirt when she
First
was
time she ever wore a skirt and shoes.
standing there with her knees pointing together, like she had the gout or something. Like it was.
Just, my
Yeah.
God.
Oh, Gentai says they give you pink cuffs if you acting up. I would think that would be
That's right.
opposite, or maybe it's a joke.
Maybe it's yeah, it might be a joke, or it's the way they know. I don't know.
Pretend Judge, does Hear Me Out have a channel? Yes, this is my channel. So
Yeah.
you're watching my stream. We're simulcast
Hi, pretend judge.
streaming on Summa Cum Laude's stream, our channel as well.
Don't ask me to explain it because I can't, but
Yes. So normally I'm here with X Derek and other co-hosts.
he's very funny, I'll say. So I found this stream because of Sarah Boone. I found Hear Me Out because of Sarah Boone, and he was reading some of her letters to the judge to ex Derek, who was kind of new to the Sarah Boone game, and it's very funny because you hear and all ex Derek keeps saying for a while is she's writing this to the judge. This is to the judge. Like he's still trying to like because it's why.
Yeah. Pink cuffs equals domestic violence offenders, actually. Chris Watts. See, I can understand why they'd be embarrassing for the guys, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like the appropriate punishment color for the women. It would seem like they would want to have, not all of them, right? But
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe it's luck of the draw. I don't know. But she always had the pink cuffs.
They've chosen me for the pink cuffs. Brian, they've chosen me.
If you don't mind, please. Can I have the? Yeah, they've chosen me especially. Don't fuck this up for me.
Wait, why are you saying something? This is all just a formality. We're gonna ask him for 15, just like the plea deal. Here it is. I found the paper that shows the maximum sentence. So again, what's the problem in you reading my full statement?
Yeah,
20 months.
Here.
Yeah, and this makes it hard at the end because I think he's confusing it again on a different statement. But he's definitely saying months at a later point.
He's saying months. He's saying 20 months, and she's 20 months.
Right.
This she understood somehow. I can't believe she called him out. Knew to. And then he was like years, 20 years, which is.
Yeah. I think she thought she was ready to read the riot act. I'm like, why were they tricking me into 15? Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, she certainly wasn't. And then she was like, "What kind of lawyer are you?" Which I mean, in this case, I get why she would say that because it's like really. But at this point, he's been so beaten down.
Right.
Months.
Wait, there we go.
20 months. I've already served 4 years.
Four years and 9 months.
The judge has the power to do both. That's where he's trying to show her. And so this is where they're going over the pre-sentencing report. And I tried looking it up on the section. Here, we'll pull it up here a sec. I don't know if you've looked at that before. Have you looked at it? The sentencing report?
I don't think so.
I don't. They spend a lot of time on it for reasons that are not apparent to me. I don't know what they're looking at for so long because it's nothing applies. And I was trying to figure out, well, what are they focused on? Let me pull it up here. Where's the pre-sentencing report? Because I thought maybe they had found a mitigating circumstance, but it's a very simple sheet. There we go.
He's saying to her at some point, he's saying something about a sophisticated crime.
Yes, that is one of the things on there. And then I knew that he said that, but I couldn't find it when I was going through it again. So maybe I didn't get to it.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. I found it at one point, but I know enough about myself and about legal materials that sometimes you just got to, know when to fold them and know when to hold them and know when to walk away.
There we go. This was the can you see this here? This. Oh no, I gotta always forget. I gotta click it up one more time. Add to screen. Add to stage. Okay. So she's got at the top second-degree murder, so it goes 116 points, which goes to 240 months, which is 20 years. There is no other crimes listed. There's no other legal status like, escape, fleeing, failure to appear. She doesn't have any of that. She doesn't have any probation violations or anything like that. So this whole section is null. There's no firearm. There's no prior serious felony. So these are all zeros. Nothing in doing law enforcement, drug trafficking, motor vehicle theft, criminal gang violence. The only one that could maybe come close, domestic violence in the presence of related child, but it has to be the crime. So
yeah,
he wasn't there. It comes out to 356 minus 28 months for whatever reason, times 75%, 246. Then we get Granick's order here of life in life. But the mitigating stuff down here, it's, legitimate, uncoerced plea bargain. Well, she didn't take a plea bargain. Not a relatively minor participant. And she understood the law. So I think the only one that they could have focused on that would even possibly apply is the one you mentioned, right? The offense was committed in an unsophisticated manner, was an isolated incident, but then for which the defendant has shown remorse. Oh, well,
that's where they get you, Sarah.
That's where they get you, and you really screwed yourself there. And I think also on here it says
she
something
didn't
about
seem to understand that remorse counts for a lot. And I actually, before this case, I didn't understand how much it actually counts for, really.
Yeah, it has to be genuine remorse. That's what all these people are getting screwed now with their prison calls, where they're like, "I just want to be out with my friends." Right?
Yeah,
When they killed somebody.
Why is this happening to me?
How could this happen to me? Yeah, that we're talking about the same lady.
Yeah,
right?
there are two that I'm thinking of. One is the one who killed the bride, and the other one is that something Sharilla girl who.
Yeah. Somewhere on here it mentions alcohol for some reason. So that was the other one that was just tanking her.
Yeah, she can't get out of her own way. It's like, that's why I'm so surprised by the thing with Brian, where she's like, we've had a problem because he's notorious for calling me on days I'm supposed to pick up my son. So I lie in bed because I could be busy. It's like,
well, everyone's notorious.
Right.
The dog. Jorge's notorious.
Can you imagine she's saying I'm lying in bed and I let him call all morning. He doesn't start calling till like 10:30, and just.
Yeah, and the irony that now he won't pick up her calls just is so sweet for him.
Yeah,
and
like, she'll never make that connection.
No.
I mean, this is the person who wanted to be put in the big bay because she's claustrophobic.
Here it is right here. The defendant's substance abuse or addiction does not justify a downward departure for the lowest possible sentence. So then she's like, no, even though you're a raging drunk, it's not going to help you either.
She'll never admit anyway.
Yeah, she does not want to admit it.
No.
Which, if she did, I think if anything,
it would be better. Anything.
Anybody else in this situation, I think I put it a comment on your video, right? If it was two buddies, right, that got wasted and they did this, and anyone would feel terrible because they're like, "Oh my God, I didn't mean to do that," right? I don't think anyone would be upset if it was like a 5 to 8 year sentence, right? Well, you killed somebody, right? You got to show some kind of payback, right? But we're not going to lock you away forever, right? Because almost everyone would have some kind of remorse for it. She's the one person that did the one crime that she would not show any remorse for it and got life for it.
I think one of the reasons, other than the fact she was very drunk, that she didn't remember taking the video is because I think
so the judge isn't dying by just
actually dying. I think this was a very not uncommon occurrence in that townhome.
Yeah, she was totally
Tortured him every night, I think.
Tortured him all the time. Yeah. Okay. So they go through it, and he's underlying a bunch of stuff. Now, whether he's crossing it
So the
off,
judge
saying,
isn't
you know,
limited by
this
the
doesn't
fees?
apply, this doesn't apply.
Yeah.
So he says something about factors. Okay, this is it. This is the line I cannot figure out. So he says, we have to deal with the fact that's 100%. And he goes, that you something, and then it's either, I think I break out 4 different versions here, but it's something for 20 months or minutes. Now, months, he could be mixing up with years again. So is it,
Right,
he
I mean,
really mean to say 20 years? But the middle words don't make sense. So I think I've got 4 versions here, but I cannot figure this out. We have to deal with the fact that you blank
Could
for
be
20 minutes.
getting 20 years or 20 minutes, he's saying. Oh. What was the untruthful thing?
It looks like so untruthful was the most
Closest
plausible
to
one
being
that between his lips, but then okay, but for 20 minutes, for 20 months, for 20 years, that follow-up doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah,
because
hang on, I'm looking at it on my thing now.
she was untruthful for much longer than 20 minutes,
Yeah.
months and years.
47 years, to be precise.
She's been in jail for longer than 20 months. If he's confusing, yeah, that's hello baby. That's what my mind immediately went to
Hi, hello,
with the
baby.
20 minutes with the suitcase. So then I was thinking, okay, well then there should be some kind of you left him in there for 20 minutes. We have to deal with the fact that you tortured him for 20 minutes, that you ignored him for 20 minutes, but I cannot figure it out. So let's just look at these again here. That you something for 20 minutes we have to deal with the fact.
We have to deal with the fact that you
You recorded him for 20 minutes.
maybe. But I mean, it's kind of late to deal with that now, right? I mean,
Well, I think he's anticipating
Right,
probably
recorded
what the state is going to say.
Hmm?
The state's going to be like, she tortured him for 20 minutes, right? That's why she deserves life. So I think he's anticipating, is it filmed? Maybe.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's trying to get the point across that, bitch, you can't say this didn't happen.
Right. I mean, we could always ask him if we can find him.
We can't find him. He's
Stayed awake 20
Am I
minutes.
limited to just one of the downward departure reasons?
So she's totally reading it wrong.
So I could even get released today then.
yeah.
Okay.
Cause-
Gold.
Because she makes that statement from whatever time I received from today, which she said because she
Yeah.
Thought it was
Whatever
on the
time
table.
I do when she's taking offense at one of the things that his sister said, and I take offense at that. She doesn't forget to put in there and that this is just for a moment. This is not. This is forever. And then she does that whole weird thing.
this is
and, like,
forever. This is forever.
I mean, to pick apart something, to take offense at something that the victim's sister said is just.
You've watched the demon sentence version, right?
Yeah, of course. My favorite.
Words with me in my heart, in my mind, my body and my soul.
That was
I like the victim screaming in the background. It's my favorite part.
yeah, that was one of those videos that I really changed my viewpoint on making. That it was spent like 3 months on it. It was just got out of control. I told Cool decks, Derek. I got to get this thing done. I got to move on. I got to do other things. And I can't just abandon
She can't
it.
ruin your life too.
Yeah.
I also like when she first starts making it and it's just like some flames like licking the bottom of the screen. And then
her eyes come alive because she's becoming possessed.
Yeah. She really is demonic.
Well, that's how I saw it when I was listening to her. I was like, this is what I see. Why are there not flames? This is the worst statement I've ever heard anyone give.
Pure evil.
I don't even think I've heard serial killers give this
and lies
statement to their victims.
So we hear me out and I were talking before we started the stream, and I was like, she's just so, there are worse people, there are people who have committed worse crimes, but she is so the most unlikable. Like Charles Manson has more charm. He's more has more charisma, you know, than Sarah Boone. She's just so unlikable. So
and even when she's not being mean, she's just annoying.
Just her face. I mean, just that fucking face is enough. Really, like under the jail.
Voice.
Yeah. Yes. And if you don't mind, please.
Please. Thank you.
And again, if you don't mind, please.
Now and futuristically foremost. All right.
Yeah.
Bold. Oh, wait.
Where's the quote? Wait a minute.
Or is this when she's trying to get Billy Lane to clean out her bunk, right?
No, audio on all this. There's a deputy yelling at her.
Oh, really? Oh, well.
What is wrong? What happened? Hold on, let me check this. Okay. 1 second. Because I was wondering who she's talking about. I was like, oh, the deputy's yelling at her for talking to Billy Lane. So.
Oh.
Because it's not her lawyer. She's talking to the gallery.
Right.
Like, okay.
Yeah, she's talking to Billy Lane. I thought this was when she asked him to go after this and, you know.
Let's see here. Where's all the captions I had for him? 1 second. I'm looking at the raw video. This is really sad. I don't know what happened with this. Okay, so, well, I mean, there's not much left of it. There's going to be a part 2, obviously, because we got other videos we have to go through. But I'll try and fill in.
Okay.
What? Well, is your clips even in here? Yeah. Okay. Good. Your clips are still here. Okay. So she says, let's see here. Are you going to pick up something like, are you going to pick up my stuff today?
Bold. Oh, wait.
Are you going to go pick up my stuff today or something like that? I had it worked out.
Yeah.
Deputy yells at her. Oh, she says they're in my storage box. She said something. The discoveries in the storage box is what she says. I think that's in the part where you have the question marks. Okay, the deputy right here yells, "Eyes forward, Boone." Whoops, where is it?
Oh, really?
Eyes forward, Boone.
Which they must be saying to her all the time, but she's constantly looking back there, and she got in trouble for that too.
So then she goes, "I have to talk to him." That's 2 hours in the hole when you get it back. Yeah, and then she says the same thing. They're really yelling at me, right?
Yeah, they've been yelling at me about it. Like, well, why didn't you fucking deal with it yourself? Now Billy Lane has to go. That's when her face. That's when her face to me, just.
It's like her muscle tone and skin is giving up. Like it's just like
a while ago, like
kind of hanging on. You're just
I know she reminds me of Edith Bunker, like Jean Stapleton, that actress who played Edith Bunker, but Edith Bunker was, in her 60s or 70s. She was a similar kind of.
I'm not familiar with her.
Oh, you're not from All in the Family? I think it is. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I never. No, I mean,
Okay. It's all right. Listen.
No, it's all right. So I was trying to imagine what Billy Lane is trying to say to her. I didn't fill it in, but something like, "You knew you were coming here to date," because what they're really talking about is the discovery, not just her shit. They want. Oh, that's what it was. The state's papers. It's either the state's papers or the state's scans. The state or the scanned papers or the state's papers is what she's referring to. They want their discovery back because they don't want to just lay out in prison. The case is over. We're gonna box it all up. It's over. We're packing it up. She didn't bring it. Billy Lane's probably like, "Why didn't you bring it? You knew you need to turn it in. They're yelling at you for not bringing it, and you packed up your shit, and then you didn't bring the documents that you insisted on having."
And there's going to be a problem there too. She's going to say there was something in there that, her family heirlooms.
She's just making Billy do a trip for no reason. Like, well, can you just go and say it's in the box in the officer's thing? Like,
no, she's not making. Billy Lane is making her do this. She didn't just know to do it already. She's making, just like Brian makes her call him every single day to ask for a delicious delights and a hot meal for her glucose concerns.
And wings, wing order. Oh, that was the other thought I had. The entire episode of Sarah in prison, she's acting like she's been diagnosed with a disease, and everyone needs to step it up, right? Like, obviously, that seems like an easy comparison, but like her attitude is like, she could fill in anything as a response with, but I have cancer. I'm sick. I can't get up.
Yeah, but even she doesn't push it that far because.
Yeah. Well, when the skin tag came back,
when the skin tag had to be burned off, and she was like, second she heard about that, she started writing to the judge, and she was like, "I've just been diagnosed with cancer. I hope you're all happy now."
Yeah, I know it had to have been a weird shaped mole.
As if my glucose concern, because nothing happened with that. It was not mentioned, and that's one of the things that she's done. So many heinous, horrible, detestable things that she'll never be called out on. I mean. And it seems like life in prison is not really having much of an effect on her. So there's no satisfaction here.
I bet she even had that mole before and refused to take care of it. And so I would love it if the dermatologist came in and goes, "No, it's really simplest procedure. We don't use lidocaine in prison, though. So this is going to hurt."
Yeah. She's got skin things anyway, because there have been other mentions of like salves she had to wear on her skin. And, as if she's not disgusting enough.
All right. Let's see. I couldn't figure out what that was.
I love when she's like, she's got the cuffs on and she's like, "Be dorm."
Waiting to be picked up in a paper towel box. Please?
Yeah.
What? I don't understand why she makes this face either.
That's not helping. It's
been decades since she was able to charm any man or anyone.
Yeah, and I mean, those men were very drunk. Very, but it's obvious she's used to getting away with this. And when the cops show up, she's all about this.
That is so cringe with the cops.
So I don't know if you ever watched Danielle Chavon's channel, but she uses a lot of emojis, and one of them especially, but she's got a few videos where she have
the partial cigarette butt and the wine
and the wine, yes.
I know you're talking about.
There's one where she's flirting with all these cops who show up, and every time she talks to the cops, Danielle puts a bride emoji over her, like the blonde bride, the veil, like. I mean,
it's
she's
just
such a mess.
embarrassing. And she's going their face. I just want to punch it. Not that I ever hit women.
Yeah, the face is. No,
You've been screaming at me about them. Then deal with them. Don't leave them in your jail cell where you know you're not going back.
She's just been there doing absolutely nothing, letting them scream, and she's like, "I'll just have Billy do it." Last minute. So she knew that. How did she know that?
I don't think she knows. I think she's using it as an. I'm probably going to Max.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm surprised she even knows the words, though.
I've packed my belongings.
Yeah, and left him in.
It's there waiting at the dorm. The officer. I like your little hard eyes there.
Yeah, I don't know who she's looking at, but she's.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ugh. Can you imagine what Billy Lane is going through now?
So is he's just a private he's an investigator, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got Prison Break Investigations is the name of his.
That's right. I wonder what he thought when he started. Like, he's like, wait.
There's a woman who has a channel that I subscribe to, and she has the same job as him, and she's worked with him, and she's worked with Sarah too, actually. But she's not completely insane like we are. Like, she talks about other things.
Yes.
Well, you do too. Not
I
completely.
talk about a
like I am,
pedophile in
so.
Maine, so it's not a whole.
Well, he's got his merits as well. But so her name is it's Florida PI Sam, and she talks about, or I know on Tanika's channel, or no, Tanika's yes, but also on Carrie C. Chores, or whatever it is.
Caricatures.
Yep. Yes, caricatures. She was on her channel too, and she talks a little bit about, but even that is not super satisfying. I mean, there's only so much she can say,
Right. Confidentiality or client confidentiality.
We're never going to get the information we want from Billy Lane, unfortunately, because he's too much of a professional.
I just want to know what Billy Lane's thought was when he first got the case, and he had to have watched the video first and been like, "Where's the investigation?" She zipped him up and tortured him in the suitcase.
What would you pay to see Chelsea and Scott watching this for the first time? Like, just to see the forensic specialist say, "Come watch this," and
have it actually mean something this time. Be like, you guys, because they're always saying it. They're always trying to crack the case.
Yeah.
Tech is essential. You guys got to give me more resources. I need a new computer. I'm telling you, my digital record. You got to send me this course. And he goes, I got one. And like, okay, sure, Chris, let me come down. And like, oh my God.
Yeah. And then they called her in and they were waiting for something, but
they tricked her.
Do I have to watch this?
Do I have to watch? Is it
Guys,
that long? Well, it's a video on your phone. So I thought you wanted to know what it was.
Yeah, she's like, do you want to know what's on it? You drunk?
I can't sleep. I couldn't sleep last night.
I hardly slept last night. Like, would sleeping the night before even be an option for you? And she packed away like 12 good hours of sleep the night before that. So, and I think she slept fine. And I'm sure that Brian must have told her, listen, you should contact a lawyer. And, she knew better. So she went in here willingly, as she said. And
I don't know. She might not have slept well because she said she called the detective the night before, right? So she was not that I believe it necessarily, right? But she was already worried. And Brian was probably already telling her, you're going to prison. Like, you killed him.
Well, he was probably telling her to get a lawyer,
She's like, no, I took care of it. I told him. I told them what happened. They're fine.
It wasn't intentional. Why would I need a lawyer?
Tag and seek. It's all good.
Hello. We all do it.
All right. We got like a minute left, and then we get to some letters. I think this is where I cut off. Okay. So I think all right, let's bring up so we're just going to go through these. Some of the jail texts that I've got. They are from Tanika's 2 Cents channel. Sure, many of you have probably already heard them. I just read it with my wig. We won't listen to all of them. And I didn't get the chance to edit this for redos, so it's going to be kind of choppy, but here we go.
I mean, the wig is
All right. Thank you to Tanika's 2 cents for a copy of these texts. Without her, this would not be possible. Here we go. These are
I agree.
inmate messages from Sarah Boone's tablet, and they're pretty much all outgoing. I don't know if that means Brian and Lucas. I don't know if that means nobody ever responded to Sarah on any of
That's
these.
it, right? I don't know if Chica said it, but there's no responses I can see in any of the documentation.
Yeah, they didn't respond. The
From
two of
those
them,
two. There's other people.
Other people respond to her, but not them. I think Brian, if anything, just printed them all out for the lawyer or sent them all to the lawyer. That he finally came to his senses and he was like, you know.
Well, no, Cacciatore searched these. It's on the top of the document. It's his login.
Oh, yeah. But he's got the family court also. So
Okay, yeah.
You know.
Because we do get some responses from her brother, but either way, that's funny. All right, here we go. December 6th, 2023, 1:38 p.m. December 6th, 2023,
This is where my editing
1:38
should
p.m. to Brian Boone. Subject, commissary. Going forward, and now recorded in text, please set up a reminder to provide commissary funds every Wednesday, as you know and have for ongoing 4 years. I've explained the process of me ordering commissary numerous times in the past with waiting in a line, etc. As of this message, I have not received any funds.
Yeah, this might be too rough.
December 6th, 2023.
I'm starting it over.
1:38
No,
This is
dear
what my
God.
videos look
Outgoing to
like
Brian Boone.
edited.
Subject, commissary. Going forward, and now recorded in text, please set up a reminder to provide commissary funds.
Actually, since we get the Lorne call, what I want to get to is the one where she goes unhinged, where she starts yelling about her presence and the non-responses.
Oh my God, yeah. And then we can go into Lauren. And my people, they won't, I don't think they'll know about Lauren.
I'll give them a little dance
And I
video
also have
beforehand.
to say that I noticed that since I've been learning about Lauren through you, Harvey Adelson, Wendy's father, he resembles him a little bit, Lauren. I think.
I know who you're talking about. I haven't taken a good look at his face.
Yeah.
But, I'll check it
that's
out.
just that doesn't mean anything. It's just kind of interesting, funny.
All the pedophiles kind of like devolve. Okay,
Yeah.
I like this one. Let's see. Back it up.
Decision did you make in order for me to receive my request?
Christmas gifts, second request. I can't believe she's asking for gifts for herself.
Of course she is. This is a woman who was outraged that she never got her the Valentine's Day card from her son.
I mean
that's
go ahead.
sick. That's all.
I was saying, I can remember a Christmas where I felt, this is decades ago, right? But I felt like, I wasn't kind of like I felt like I deserved no gift, or I was like, I deserved nothing big or anything. Like anything would be a big surprise, but I expected nothing, right? I was like I didn't have a job at the time or something. Like I was out of work for a couple months. It was like 2006, 2007. But then I remember getting one gift and it was really, and just being that much better. But I remember thinking, no, if I don't get anything, that's the world is right. The universe is right. If I don't get anything.
Every time someone asks me, my parents are always like, on my nuts about my birthday. Like, what do you want for your birthday? I always answer nothing.
Right.
And then, it's a huge pain in the ass because they, of course, insist on this. And then, but the point being, like, this is such balls. Like, just, and not to mention the fact, and I haven't killed anyone and I'm not sitting in jail, So, like, it's just, she's so entitled and crazy.
Like, there's nothing she could do that diminishes her own self-worth.
Brian Boone. Subject.
I know.
Subject. Christmas gifts for me. Second request for response. Why are you not responding to my message? Do you have any updates? What decision did you make in order for me to receive my message? Why are you not responding to my message? Do you have any updates? What decision did you make in order for me to receive my requests? Are you going to order as gifts or as my personal orders? Are you going to order as gifts or as my personal orders?
Here's why I tried different.
Either way,
dialect.
I need all the order numbers and dollar amounts, please. Delivery dates as well. I'm still waiting for the coffee order you said you placed ongoing now 3 weeks ago. Please order ASAP. The vendor OCCD uses changes their delivery schedules for the holidays, and what I would like to have before and the vendor OCCD changes their delivery schedules for the holidays, and I would like to have before and can enjoy during Christmas.
She acts like she's paying these people.
I would very much like.
Yeah, like their assistants.
Yeah, like I always say, she not only is she entitled, but she's the boss. I mean, she's sitting there in her call 911 shorts on the pavement, cross-legged, telling that deputy, "Can you just keep me updated because that's just how I work." Okay, first of all, you don't work. You never worked. Second of all, who gives a fuck how you work if you did? Like, you're not the boss here. He's not here to keep you abreast of what's happening here. You're the suspect. You put him in a suitcase, like you said in that video, like when she was like, why would I have to be handcuffed? I'm just a small woman. It's like, bitch, you killed someone with a suitcase.
Nobody saw it coming. Nobody thought this is a deadly weapon until you did it.
Do. Like, you didn't even need a weapon in that house. Yeah, you used the bat for fun, but the bat was kind of like extracurricular.
Yeah, and most people that use suitcases for dead bodies, they keep them in the suitcase. They don't.
It's not like they don't find bodies in suitcases. It's just
Right.
It's usually not the weapon of.
To try and enjoy my holidays as well, and doing all that I can in asking you to please cooperate so I can. What else can I do? Please respond. Every year I am unable because you do not provide what I ask for in order to. Every year I'm unable because you do not provide what I ask for in order
really
to do
rough.
so and should be able. Brian, you like to constantly bark at me.
Lorne.
You are not, quote, my servant. Please tell me how else I am to do anything without going through you. Please explain, suggest, remind, state,
You
etc.
have to be
You
nice.
are my only means of obtaining anything and everything. You are withholding anything and everything. Even if I want to purchase for myself, you delegate everything, including what I can and cannot buy for my son himself.
No.
No.
You're not buying anything for your son
Or
Like
yourself.
or yourself. Now, she could be technically phrasing it as, with the money you're not giving me, I would be doing this. She could do a lot better to phrase it that way, being like, hey, look, if I had the alimony, I would be spending it on Lucas for the gift. So can we at least maybe just joint idea the gifts that we're going to give him, right? Or can you tell me what you picked out that he wants? Because she's, what she says, she's getting a teddy bear or something earlier.
Yeah.
Because she thinks he's 9 still.
Also, keep in mind, how would she know? I mean, she hasn't seen him, and she didn't see him that much then. She stopped spending really real time with him when he was 4, probably. So keep in mind that other people are sending her money.
They are? Oh,
Yeah.
like Lana and stuff?
Lana and her brother and other, the inmates that she met there who are out, and maybe that one who said she's from Australia but isn't, and I don't know. Like, some people in the chat will know who's sending her money, but she's getting money. It's kind of like, that letter that she wrote to the judge where it was written on the same day, but she acts like they were on two separate occasions.
The one she wrote to the lawyer and then one she wrote to the judge on the same day.
She does that with all of her texts. Her texts are like an angry text to Brian saying, I have no money. And the next one is thanking someone for all the, the delicious delights.
All right, let's see.
And cannot buy for myself, including what I can and cannot buy for my son and self. I can't even buy underwear without telling you. Please respond so I know what. Please respond so I know what and how to plan. This is my second request.
And we're just gonna skip to the repeats, and then we're going to Lorne.
7. Response request from me, 12:16. Please respond. Please cooperate. Please let me purchase gifts for my son and him open on Christmas. Please let me purchase gifts for myself and have for Christmas. Pictures for my final meeting. This is important. 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 Please respond. 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 Need you also to put more credits on the tablet to continue hopeful communications with you, please, at ASAP. Please respond, Brian, please.
Yes, need more money so you can get more of these texts from me.
I can't think of a more effective message to write someone to ensure I will never get a response from
All
them.
ties cut off. But I want to ask also, actually, I want to ask the
Yeah, go ahead.
they think that is she doing this because she thinks it's effective or because she's like in just a like mental illness? I don't want to say mental illness because I don't think she's really mentally ill, but just like a horrible person tailspin, or is it because she wants to use up all of the characters that she can? Because
Well,
it's a certain amount of money for a certain amount of characters, I guess.
You get 39,000 characters. One of them, she uses them all. It is
Right.
4 pages of again and again and again and again and again and again. I mean, it
is. So I guess it probably is the character thing. She's getting not her money's worth.
Well, she's just doing copy paste, but
She's
like
getting someone else's money's worth of them.
I think she thinks somehow a 39,000. I think she obviously thinks this is, well, I mean, if we're being real, all of this and the way she talks, she thinks she's building her case against her husband for the judge because she relays information that is
insane.
Insane. She relays information that has happened outside of the phone as if she's documenting it, right? When she goes, for the phone call we just had to have because you refused to answer my messages. I do not want to answer your messages. And, we talked about this on the phone. We talked about that on the phone. It's very transparent what she is trying to do. And she thinks it looks good for her which just shows a really detached, like that if you're talking any kind of mental illness, that's the closest, like something diagnosable. Right. You can't even understand that this looks bad for you right now to do all this. It's not a snap decision where you said the wrong thing or you had the wrong attitude in terms of emotion. You are making these decisions over and over and over, writing this over and over, making logs of all the attempts that you're trying to make, harassing this person that is no longer married to you when the judge has already
concept.
Which is, and the judge has already given you an answer that nothing is going to happen until your trial is over.
And this is somebody who writes the letters to the judge with husband in quotes throughout.
Former
and doesn't realize that looks crazy.
Yeah. Well, she thinks it's, highlighting that,
if you can call him a husband.
This man who calls himself a man, who pretends to be a man, claims to be a man, does not even respond to my messages.
Former husband, if you could call him that. Just like our son's father. I mean, if you want to, just because he's the only person who's raised him.
And he's the only one raising him now.
And will futuristically. Yeah.
But that deadbeat Brian won't even fill my tablet up.
Right.
And I really hate the messages she sends to her son. Like,
we haven't read those. I mean, I haven't read them because I just can't. But
they are 100%. They are 100% not the way to communicate with any teenager.
Yeah, and I made a comment in one of my videos that I feel that had she been somehow released into the wild again, I think she would have gone through all of the men who were drunk enough to have anything to do with her at the bar across the street, and then she would have turned her wrath on her son. And that would have been a lifetime of abuse after that, sadistic abuse from her, you know. And someone had made a comment that her texts to him show that. And like I said, I haven't read them, but I'm not surprised, because that's why I haven't read them, because it's like you just know that she would have definitely, you know, turned on her. I mean, he was definitely the next target there, because Brian wasn't going to put up with it, I don't think. And she was she needed him more to, you know. She
Well,
wasn't nice to Brian, but she wasn't abusive to him. I mean, she was abusive to him, but I mean, she wouldn't. I think she needs a target, like a real target.
right. I mean, just that you don't have to read, but just to give you an example, right?
Yeah.
Right. Luke, I won't say her son didn't set up his. You have to set up an account, right, to be messaged, right? So she can message separate than Brian. And when he finally does that, the first message she sends to him is, "You finally set up your account, I guess. Why wasn't that important earlier? I guess you don't love me." If you are trying to, like, he obviously wasn't excited about doing it. And
Also, it doesn't fucking matter.
right, it doesn't matter either. But let's say he's on the outs. He doesn't want to do it. You have to convince him that talking to you is something that is enjoyable, and you lay a guilt trip on him in the first 3 sentences, and it's just nothing but guilt trip. And it's just like, why did I set this up, Dad? Like,
right. I mean, meanwhile, she doesn't feel guilty about a thing. She's sitting there in jail because she murdered someone who was the only person in that townhome who took that kid out to do anything, you know, ride his bike or whatever. And she's sitting there with she just can't believe these employees of her, but they're just completely useless if she's not around.
all right, let's see here. Let's get to I think you get here's one. All right, you guys want to go to Lorne? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and blow some minds here with Lorne.
Yeah. So I recently learned about Lorne, and it's a nice little, you know,
he's the biggest lolcow ever.
Call it that. I mean, he's disgusting in his own right, but
what Sarah sets new records for in terms of evilness and vindictiveness, Lorne sets new records in terms of his life is a complete lolcow joke. He was captured. Okay, so very high level, unless somebody that's in some of my people in the chat can help anyone with questions. He was arrested on To Catch a Predator in 2007 on his 37th birthday. He had a 400-page chat log. He actually ran away from Maine, where he was at, to start over in Nashville as a country singer, which he sucks at. And that's how he got into Nashville, into the chat room, to get arrested on the very last To Catch a Predator. He went to prison for 5 years, and he has been getting catfished by people in the community that, because he will talk to anyone. There are thousands of hours of this dude talking to these fake people.
Like, people have made it into their not gig, but like their hobby, right? Is that
right? Yes.
Yeah.
And Lorne,
they're punking him.
Lorne makes it all the easier, because I didn't even bring this up. Some of the calls, a lot of the calls with Jamie, there's just no one talking, and he's just talking to himself, and he works himself. One of the greatest anger.
I'm hearing static on your line, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Is it just me?
I hear something, but
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's right.
Want to hear you clearly.
X Derek is here. Hello, X Derek. X Derek, fill in the chat with everyone to let them know what it is. But the greatest anger stack he has is against a character named Sheffrey. Sheffrey is Jeffrey the chef, who is created because I believe Lorne misunderstood the name Jeff at first to be, or he misunderstood the word chef to be Jeff, and then they just went with it. Okay, yeah, it's Chef Jeff, it's Sheffrey. And Lorne he makes up his own paranoid delusions and then screams at his women about, okay, well, yeah, well, why is this weird? Okay, well, I'll show you. Because we've got stuff like this.
Yeah, this is very hard to wrap your mind around. He's single. For anyone who's curious.
Good luck's gonna shine. Someday, baby, you and I are gonna be the ones. So, oh.
Okay, now you might think, oh, what's so funny about that? It might not seem funny, but the person he's sending this video to is actually
First of all, he's sending this to someone. Let's just start there. A grown
he's
man
sending this to a
singing
woman
and
that he's
dancing with a
interested in.
pillow.
He's sending this to a woman he believes he can woo as a lifetime registered sex offender who was arrested on national
sex
TV.
offender is one of his more charming qualities.
He's also never employed. He has no money. He lives in a trailer he's destroying by himself. He lives in the trailer.
With a pillow.
But the woman he thinks he's sending this to and impressing is actually the decoy from the actress who played the decoy in the original Sting on NBC, Casey Morrow. He believes that she has reconnected with him and they are going to fall in love. And when they do, he will have proved everyone wrong that the Sting was just blown out of proportion because he won the heart of the decoy. It's also the third iteration of the decoy.
Is it really the woman though?
No.
Okay.
It's never been the woman.
It's hard for me to, yeah.
But three different people have pretended to be Casey, and he believes this is the real one. Why you would ever want to talk to this person on the most embarrassing?
Didn't he also have a girlfriend who had an AI voice, but it was a British
robot
male because he didn't understand the British.
He couldn't understand yes, he's dating Jamie Amy, who is a porn star who got COVID at the beginning of 2020.
But who does not exist.
She's actually played by a man using a voice-to-speech app, but he couldn't understand the female version of the text-to-speech, so he had to switch to the British male robot. So he's dating this robot for more than a year, and this is why this call is special. This is the Playing Favorites call because, Suma, there was a time in early 2022 when they decided to become a throuple. So Jamie, the robot, Casey, the actress, and Lorne are all in a three-way relationship. Casey's a man, the robot's a man, and this is where they're on the call. Now I've used some video from when they did a video call, but it's not quite as funny as this one. But you've got to hear these two people just beating down on this moron for about an hour, and it ends in a proposal, which is great. So we'll just let it go here.
Hello.
Hi, dude.
There you
That's
are.
Casey.
Good news.
What's up, cocksucker?
Multi.
Going down.
Nada.
What's crap?
Not a thing. Just woke up.
So the video in here is actually only 2 weeks after this call. So this is what he looks like on this call. And you can see at the top, there's two video things up there. One of them is a still image of Jamie, the model. And the other one is Casey, which is really a man. And he has smeared his camera with Scotch tape. And they keep saying, no, we see each other fine. It must be on your end, Lorne. And he doesn't get suspicious at all.
He thinks he's on a chat with two other people?
With two women. Yes.
Right, of course. Well, obviously women.
Live. Yes.
Yeah.
And he knows that that's the other crazy thing. He knows all the prior catfish have been recording him, and he knows it's all on the internet. And he doesn't get suspicious again.
I was a little dungy when phone rang.
Also, he never gets laid. I mean, he never meets anyone.
Now, there's a big debate whether he is a virgin or not. I'm in the virgin camp because when he describes sex, it doesn't make any sense. Like, he doesn't know anatomically a woman. He doesn't know how many clitorises there are. He thinks the knee is a erogenous zone. Like, he's dumb as a brick, but then you hear him talk about septic tanks, which he worked with. He can describe that to a T. He knows how those work. Knows the way around shit in the septic tank, but he does not know a woman's body. And
I mean, I hate to say this, but there are men who have had sex with women who also don't really. But in this case,
Right,
that,
but
no,
they
you
could
probably
actually
right.
probably describe the
Yeah, they can describe certain things that he obviously. I mean, he's been having a long term relationship with a British AI robot male.
yes.
So yeah,
Oh, I was a little dummy when the phone.
A little what?
Dummy.
This is Lorne Armstrong.
Donkey?
Yeah.
so apparently
What's that?
all of this has like a big following because of the Dateline thing and then the everything that followed. It's as I just told Skyflash Media, it's an acquired taste.
They're called Lornographers because the original idea was when he found out, and we read his chat log every year. There is a silver lining around this because no matter who you, well, almost no matter who you are, no matter how down you are, you look at this
feel
guy
better about
and
yourself.
you know, hey, you know what? Tomorrow's not going to be a better day. I am not this
Yeah.
guy.
That's why I watched
Just a little,
Intervention.
X Derek left the chat, or
What happened?
different X.
a little out of it. A little out of it, trying to get back into it.
Yeah, X Derek. I am using the tie hack video
Dummy.
because this call is funnier.
Dungy.
Donkey.
Oh,
Dungy.
Gentai said your ex just left the chat. I don't know who your ex is. Tatsuma's ex just left the chat. But whatever. Okay.
I think you just made that word up.
Yeah, I did. 'Cause that's how I feel when I'm like that. Dungy.
Yes.
Are you up for the day, cocksucker?
No, I'm not, Winnie.
Winnie is the person from 2017 who actually was pretending to be the first Casey, then revealed herself to be somebody named Wendy. Then it changed to Winnie, which she didn't seem to notice. And she was insane. And all she basically did was torture him, like with just being an insane person, like just screaming all the time. And he was in love with her. She was played by the original person that started this whole thing, Ember Enfiero, who is now no longer around because she had an intervention, I guess, with the family over her catfishing. But
His
then,
family?
what?
Whose family?
Like the person who was doing the catfishing, like they had an intervention because
Right.
she was
With her
doing
own
it all the
family?
time.
Like they sat her down and they were like,
Yeah, they're like, you're way too into this now. Like, because she went out and visited him.
oh, wow, that's
Not alone.
oh, well, obviously. I mean, but I could understand why they would, be like,
Right.
But why
So
do you
that's why
take up
it's also
like
kind of
Pilates or
confusing
something?
because a lot of the information in the timeline got lost from that 2016 through 2018 period because things kind of got jumbled. But the other good thing was the dump, as they referred to it, was all these calls, and then everyone paid $5 to have access to him, and that helped repay his original victim in Maine, Mango Durango, who he stole $30,000 from and fled to Nashville, where he got arrested. But yeah, everything in Lorne's life is as if it could go wrong, it does because of who he
sees to
is.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. If he had not ripped off Durango Mango, he never would have went to Nashville. He never would have gotten on the chat room. He never would have been arrested and put on NBC. He never would have gone to prison. He never would have started getting catfished over and over. So,
Yeah.
Gonna start work tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, I could be.
Did you
Start
just
at
call her Winnie, you
10:45.
pedophile?
I did. Every time she calls me a name, that's what I'm going to call her because that's what Winnie always
Okay.
used to do.
All right, pedophile.
Huh?
I said, all right, pedophile.
What's the difference?
can
What's
you
the difference?
imagine being in a relationship with somebody that openly calls you a pedophile and
He'll just take whatever. I mean,
he also tries that's the other crazy thing. He's not even just happy with this. He also is trying to play these two women against each other behind their backs.
There's enough of him to go around.
Look
Obviously.
at he looks like this turtle, and he's always wearing a Bluetooth headset. He's always wearing this hat and these sunglasses. This is the
and
inside of his
sunglasses
trailer.
over the
He's been
hat, like, and the tank top. Just
This is the inside of his trailer he's fixing up. Look at this in the background. Look at this place.
can you show the before and after?
Apparently,
When he did that,
he is the only person who called him names.
Oh, when he did that all the time too. Don't you remember that, Jamie?
There's a little video here.
She used to do that shit all the fucking time.
If you call her Winnie and she doesn't like it, I'm calling you a
here's the-
pedophile.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't like it when she calls me names either, but she does it anyway. You didn't start calling her names when she did that to me, did ya?
You can see what he did to his house.
Favorites.
She is my favorite.
I mean,
Oh,
there's
of course
nothing wrong
she
with
is.
it to start out with.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it before he moves in, and then he destroys it as he improves it. The metal shed in the back is really a shipping container
His
where he tried
bachelor
to
pad.
house a prostitute that didn't want to live there and ran away.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Poor
I'll
drug
be
Why
right
addict.
back. I'm
wouldn't
just
she
turning
be?
my camera off, but I have my
No, but you two aren't playing. When said before, you're not playing favorites.
You're too sweet.
Yeah, right.
So,
Gang up on
you're not
me.
gonna have
Okay, yeah.
flashbacks.
Okay, X Derek's right. He's not actually a sex offender. He just has to register as one. Because it's
right.
not clear that he's actually had sex. So
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know if you don't think you have to be a sex offender.
oh no, you don't. His chat log was the worst.
My lawyer said that he doesn't think that probation is going to move on it. And I told him, I said, I don't care if they move or not. I
Yes.
said, I'll take it right to court.
Well, he's so helpful.
He tried to talk me into waiting to see what they want.
So right now they're discussing his progress of trying to get out of the RSO class that he's been in for 9 years because he can't pass it.
How hard could it be?
Well, if you fill out the workbook like on day one with answers like who do you groom, and he puts my dogs, you're not going to do a whole lot of passing. And then when they tell you no, that's not right, that's not correct.
I would imagine most of his answers are just drawings of penises.
Yeah, I mean, you really got to listen to those couple of misdemeanors where they break it down, because they go, well, describe this. Is this inappropriate or appropriate? And they'll say like, no, like hugs are never appropriate, but then, touching on the butt is sometimes appropriate. And then they'll put like, unless it's a guy. It's just.
Right, because he's not a fag.
Yeah, because he's so homophobic.
Yeah, which
So
is also
homophobic.
horrible.
to do, which is what he's doing now, is waiting to see what they're going to do. And I told him I don't care what they do. Either way, we can take it to court because they've got me in there on bullshit.
So you
The last
gonna
5
take
years.
it to court?
Yeah, I told him we're taking it to court because they've got me in there for the last 5 years on bullshit. They've been influenced by the internet.
So what do you think the court's gonna do?
I'm guessing that this judge will hear it, and he'll probably go to the side of probation. So I know I'll have to get it to propel. Well, I don't know, but
They've been influenced.
I'm guessing that I'm going to have to get it to the appellate court before anything actually happens.
What does that do?
If I get it to the appellate court, then I've got a better chance of winning.
But
Why?
Because this judge favors probation. They work with them a lot. This judge works with probation a lot. So,
And what
How
is this
come your
other
lawyer
court going to
doesn't-
say?
I'm sorry, there was two questions at one time.
go ahead, babe.
And what is this other court going to say?
The appellate court is actually 3 judges.
That's what they're gonna say. We're 3 judges.
There's 3
What's that
judges on
gonna do?
3 judges on the bench. It's not just 1 judge on the bench. It's 3 judges on the bench.
Did you hear Jamie's question?
No, I didn't.
Okay, third time's a charm. And what is this other court going to say?
Don't know. It'd be a better chance that I'll win, because it'll be 3 judges and 3 judges are not going to be able to favor probation only. 3 judges will actually make it more favor.
So what if 3 judges think you're a moron?
If they think I lose, that I should lose, then I should lose.
And then what happened?
Then I don't know. Then I don't know what to do. But
Then you finna take the class again?
no, I don't have to take a class again. Just have to stay in the same class and sit there for no reason.
So they just told you yesterday that they were
I
fooling.
mean, look at his turtle face. It's like a shellless turtle. His
Does
body.
anyone- yeah, he's so like, he really, since I've been seeing him, when I last saw Harvey Adelson, I was like, wow. Because
yeah, I
there's
did look him up.
I mean, Harvey Adelson, I think obviously but there's a few pictures of that family where it's like, wow, he kind of looks like him.
I mean, I know Lorne's face inside and out, so it's going to be hard for me to confuse anyone with him. And thankfully, nobody else really looks like him for their own sake.
Yeah,
And
for
you?
the world's sake.
About
Yeah,
being a face-to-face relationship.
What's the point of an a cappella court?
So his contention is that probation is not graduating him, right? He's keeps being held back in RSO class because probation wants him to have a girlfriend. I mean, can you imagine the stupidity of believing that your sex offender class, the final step is securing a real girlfriend or a real female? And even when it's explained to him, he goes, no, he doesn't even say, oh, I misunderstood it. He acts like they're moving the goalposts for him.
I think it's the appendix court.
It's the appeals court. That's appellate.
Appellate?
Yeah, it's appeals court. The name for it is appellate.
Peloton court.
All right, which question was I answering? Which question was I answering? I'm lost track.
You were talking about the.
Oh,
Sweet Angel, ask your questions.
I can't remember.
You asked me what happened in class yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Sean went over the rules and the contracts that we signed. Through that whole thing, I was waiting for him to say something about face-to-face relationships, and he never said anything. So I asked him about it, and when he tried to explain it, another guy from class piped in. And he says, I don't think that what they're saying in the contract is actual boyfriend-girlfriend relationships. He said, I think what they're saying is actual relationships with the general public. And I was like, well, Sean said, yeah, that's true. He said, it's not boyfriend-girlfriend relationships. It's how you are with people in general. I said, is that right? That's kind of
So
interesting.
that other pedophile got the answer. He knew the answer to that.
Yeah.
Why didn't you know that?
Isn't a friend that lives near you a face-to-face relationship?
I don't think anyone
Yeah, I
got the
understand.
quote contest.
The whole time they've been telling me face-to-face
yeah.
relationship, as in boyfriend and
So just to remind again, at the beginning, I was doing quotes while I was putting on my wig from 3 different movies. Whoever names the exact 3 movies, reply with your Cash App name and just the 3 movies. Whoever does that first wins, but it's got to be before Tuesday. I'm not checking in like a month.
girlfriend. And it's actually been,
They said the words to you, you need to have a girlfriend.
that's what they've been telling me.
They said
They wanna
those
see me
words
in-
verbatim. That you
They
need a
said-
girlfriend face to face.
They said they want to see me in a face-to-face relationship. Those are the words that they said.
And so you assumed that meant
That's not
girlfriend.
saying girl.
I have come right out and asked
Sorry,
them.
Casey.
I have come right out and asked them. So you want me to have a girlfriend, face to face?
Or a boyfriend.
No, not a boyfriend. I don't have boyfriends.
That's where he draws the line.
And that's why these calls kind of build on each other, because there's another call where he's in the background with Jamie trying to tell Rod. That was the call. He was on the call I played like 4 times ago, where he's going like, make sure you tell Rod you have a boyfriend, and then Casey was like, and a girlfriend. So she kept saying, I have a girlfriend, and then Lorne would chime in, and a boyfriend. Like every time just keeps saying, and a boyfriend, and she would never say it. So it all calls.
You want
back
me to
to
have a
each other.
girlfriend face to
But he
face
also-
and not from
He's not
the
allowed to be
internet
on
or
the
over the
internet,
phone.
right?
No, but he could stand behind Roy,
He can
his
stand
brother,
behind someone, which is
and
super
direct.
creepy.
I
But
don't
he
think
can't.
that's
But
right
he
either.
wouldn't even like. He wouldn't never find out about any of this.
Well, no, because he was on there for a while. He won't know this, but there's people that are always trying to ruin it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hard because he's so stupid.
But good luck. Yeah. I mean,
that's how he resurfaced, because as soon as he got out of prison, he started his own Lorne reality YouTube channel, and everyone that was on there was just saying quotes from the chat log, and he didn't catch on to it. Like he didn't get that we're not fans of his. We're mocking him by throwing his pedophilia back in his face, and he thinks that he is. You know, he has said that if he hadn't gotten arrested on TCAP, he would be married to Miranda Lambert, because he's that good of a singer, and it was just NBC
Clearly.
that screwed it up for
he's
him.
also a good dancer, though. Let's not.
I mean, I think the pillow was doing its own fair share of work.
It's true,
But-
but he was leading.
And they said yes.
You're headed for a better
Also, he's dancing and
life.
singing, which is not easy.
And that's all the dancing you get.
Whoops! Why did it take it all down? I thought it was just
So
a pause.
thrilled with
Being
himself.
told for the last
Also,
5
just
years.
like, that's all you
And
get.
this guy
from that.
cleared it up when he asked the question the way that he did, or when he said it the way that he did. And Sean said yes. It's a face-to-face relationship with people.
So
For the
Lord,
public.
let me run this by you. If I said you need to eat food around your area, and you said Burger King, and I said yes, do you think you can only eat Burger King or other food as well as long as it's in your area?
What does it matter?
Your freedom.
Your freedom to eat food. What the hell is the difference?
This is why he's in Class B.
All right, I'm gonna fucking tell you two this right now. You want to keep fucking favoring each other and treating me like shit?
So now he's fed up, and he's going to give him a fake ultimatum. Anyway, he's going to get really mad. This is classic Lorne.
Keep fucking doing it. I'll fucking leave. I'm tired of
No, you're
goddamn
not.
bullshit. You
You're
want
not
to fucking bet?
leaving.
I'm
You're
fucking
not
tired
leaving.
of you two doing this bullshit of favoring
You're
each other and treating me like shit.
Didn't you
I'm
say
You aren't
fucking
going
tired of it.
anywhere.
Jamie,
You're
you've
not
been acting
going.
like nothing but a fucking bitch to me since we started this shit.
He
I
loves
like when
this
he
woman.
gets pissed.
Yes, he loves this woman.
Because
Run your
first of all,
fucking
big time
ass up,
potty mouth.
Jamie.
He's so like incensed.
Here's our guess. It is wrong, though. It is not correct. Close. It's not correct. Thank you for playing.
Bitch, hey.
Oh yeah, good guesses. I
I'm getting off the
Lorne, I
fucking
dare
I
you.
have a guess for one of them, but obviously I'm not going to guess it now.
I don't want to spoil it, but he ends this call crying.
Gay.
I'm
Do it,
getting
Lorne.
off the fucking. I'm getting off the
Do
fucking
it.
phone, Casey. I'm not gonna
Leave
listen
then,
to
you
your
little
fucking mouth.
pussy bitch. Fuck you, pussy.
Keep your fucking mouths up.
Oh, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Goddamn favoring ass
You're
bullshit.
not
You
gonna
wanted to
do
be in.
anything. Fuck
You
off.
wanted to be in this fucking thing so you could fucking
Didn't you say you
pull
weren't
this
leaving?
bullshit with me.
Didn't you say you weren't leaving?
He's
No,
not going
no.
anywhere, Jamie. He has nowhere else to
No.
go.
What do you mean I have nowhere to go?
You can't even
Go
meet
any-
friends face to face. You couldn't get out of class. You're gonna meet a girlfriend face to face. You can't even meet friends apparently that are good enough for you to get out of class.
Also, these women are so nasty. to
Are you
him.
fucking
That's
kidding
pretty
me?
satisfying.
Are you?
Yeah, I mean, well, by this
They
point,
really
it's,
like give it to him, you know. Like it's not like they're pretending. They're playing along to a degree, but they're really telling him off.
that's kind of the point. I mean, each catfish has had its own each character, not 'cause
Yeah, like the
usually it's
dominatrix
the same person.
was real nasty to him.
I mean, Ramona was the first normal person that he was insanely jealous of. And that was back in 2016, 2017. Those calls are good, but he displayed all the patterns that he does now. Winnie was insane, which was the punishment for how he abused Ramona. Debbie was the sister of Winnie, and I don't remember why. I think she was just introduced. Well, she did Casey's voice for a while, and then somebody else will have to help me with this. But then Jamie, the robot mainly became in because the person that had been playing Jamie, they had to switch characters, and so a man needed to do it, and COVID was just a lucky coincidence. And then this last Casey was brought in to be as her. She was set up to be as incompatible with Lorne as possible and show that he would still fall in love with her. Like if he likes dogs or she likes dogs, he likes dogs, she hates dogs. Everything.
Right.
He's the main in the winter.
She's the one. She's the one who wants to get a hotel, and he's
Yes.
trying to. Why are you coming here and stay in my shithole with me?
Yes,
With
stay in the
dogs you're
trailer.
allergic to. Yeah.
You fucking kidding me? You want to threaten to leave
She's
every
also
other
the one who's
fucking
gonna
day?
teach
Do
him
it then,
yoga, right?
pussy.
Yes, yoga and dancing,
And Twister, obviously.
and then an hour of Twister because he wants to get tangled up with her.
Right. And he's very
Run, you
he's got a
fucking
strict
ass
regime.
up. You don't want me to
Just run
fucking
your
leave.
ass up. You're the one who's
Did you
in
say-
class for 9 years.
You two are fucking favoring each other and just doing it to piss me off.
Another
Didn't
great
you
guess,
say you
but
weren't
wrong.
leaving? You did. You do.
Told you I don't want to fucking leave you two, but you two keep doing the same shit. And it's not fucking funny.
You did? You do.
Right,
Goodbye.
You did, you do. What the fuck ever. Hello.
Are you done being a child?
I'm not the one that fucking hung up. It depends on if you two are done being a child.
Maybe I treat Casey with respect because Casey doesn't call me a bitch or fake.
Yeah, she's never called me
Bullshit, Jamie.
ugly, so what do you think?
Well, look at the fucking bullshit you called me, Jamie.
You did shit.
See, you're constant. Constantly fucking doing it. And you want to be fucking try to act pissed when I call you Winnie? And you think I care if you act pissed when I call you Winnie when you're calling me all kinds of shit.
Was I
Where are
pissed?
your eyebrows?
Roll the fuck out and get rid of your fucking names.
Was I pissed, Casey?
No.
There you go.
There you go. You're ugly, Lorne. Disgusting, fucking ugly.
That's what she fills the space with.
Yes.
Good.
Did Lorne call me a bitch again and
Ugly,
threaten to
ugly,
leave Casey?
ugly.
Good.
Did Lorne call me a bitch again and threaten to leave Casey?
He did. And then he'll say later that he'll never do it again, and then a day later he'll do it again. And then he'll threaten to leave again, and then he won't really do it when he realizes that he's super alone and his life sucks.
He did. He do.
My life doesn't suck.
Your life does suck. You just turned in trash for money. Clearly not going well.
What did she say? You
Cans
do for
and
money?
bottles, Casey. It's not trash.
Oh, you collect
Cans
trash?
and bottles.
He turned in trash for money. Now you might think it's straight recycling for the bottle deposits, but he actually takes the water bottles and pours them out to turn in the bottles.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that.
There we go.
He gets free
There we-
water at work, right?
Right. Instead of just drinking the water or
And then bringing them in.
yeah.
Recyclables.
Whatever makes you feel
He's just
better.
like he's just like a succubus on the earth.
Yes.
Whatever.
It was in trash bags.
You want to go on trash? Go ahead. I don't care.
What's so good about your life right now, Lorne?
Lorne's getting to chinkle.
I got a job.
Yeah, like 99%
Lorne's
of it
getting
all.
technical.
No, I got you two, and I enjoy that. Most
Really?
of the
Because
time.
you just threatened to leave
Yeah.
like 5 minutes ago.
It's because you two won't stop your bullshit of favoring each other and
Just
treating me
called
like
me a
shit.
bitch. Just called me a
Tired of you two
bitch.
favoring each other and treating me like
Just
shit.
called me a
And I'm
bitch.
tired of you being a little
I've tried to
bitch.
tell you. I've tried to tell you both that easily, but you don't fucking
Lord's a
accept me
bitch.
saying it easily.
What happened to your eyebrows?
My eyebrows were where they've always been.
You never had them.
Whatever.
How come your eyes are all sunken in?
They're not. My eyes are just fine.
He's got crow's feet.
One of your ears is like an inch higher than the other.
Good.
Have you
Work
had a
along,
stroke
Jen.
before?
We had a what?
Have you ever had a stroke?
Nope, never.
No.
Don't know what it is.
Or Bell's palsy.
Don't know what one is.
You don't know what a stroke is?
Let's just throat.
You don't know what a throat is either?
I know. Nope, I don't. I'm just gonna say no.
Wow. They should take you
Has
out of that
anyone-
class and put you in like an English class.
No, I
Has
won't,
anyone in your life asked if you
I won't take it personally if anyone leaves. It's not for everyone, but it is worth it once you get it.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I
yeah,
just-
it takes some, obviously I stuck it through because, I love your channel and that we had to segue from Sarah Boone into something that was
More palatable.
comparable, but somehow less. He's got more charm still.
Yeah, and his charm is his stupidity, and
Yeah, I mean, he's not evil. Like, I mean, yeah, he's evil. He's evil, actually, but
he's evil, but he's
He's not
so
sadistic,
stupid.
yes.
He's not dangerous.
it doesn't matter. I mean, Sarah Boone, I stick to she's stupid too, but she's sadistic, which is dangerous.
Right. He is so
He's
stupid. He gets caught for every scam, and he gets
He's
arrested.
stupid, but he still manages to. He's got whatever intelligence he has. He uses for all the wrong bad things.
All the wrong things, and
Yeah.
his mind goes to exactly. He's got the mind of
Where
a
it shouldn't be.
8-year-old boy and the emotions of a 13-year-old girl.
Right.
had a throat?
Nope.
So why would they start today?
Don't know. So how did you Tuesday go?
Well, it all makes sense now why you're still in class.
Good. I'm glad it does.
You never go out. You avoid the general public like the plague.
No, I must.
I don't get why you don't just do what they want so you can get out of class. Or do what they want.
They do what they want.
Clearly you don't.
I mean, I don't do it the way they want me to do it.
Yeah, that's not doing what they want then, is it, dumbass?
They want me to go fucking bowling and shit like that. I don't want to.
Yeah, so you're not doing what they want. Why don't you want to do it the way they want you to do it, just so you can get out?
I deal with the general public all the time. Even when I'm working, I deal with the general public.
Lorne didn't go to his best friend's funeral because children were there, Casey.
Oh, really?
What the hell is your point on that, Jamie?
That's good.
He didn't even have a funeral. They had a service at his grave, and it was Wendy and Bethany and Bethany's boyfriend. Those were the only three people there.
Right.
Sounds like he needed to go out with the general public more. Only 3 people showed up to his funeral.
He was busy. Being unemployed.
Oh, God.
I mean, he's
His
just
best
taking
friend.
these body blows.
How sad.
Why would you ever
This
stand
is
up for
just
this?
How sad. How sad that you constantly just try to find shit to put me down, Jamie.
This is just sad.
Sad.
So
Very sad.
Yeah.
Feels pity for her, you
You
know?
told your class about us, right?
Yep.
He didn't go and there was only 3 people, his best friend, because he doesn't want face-to-face relationships. So sad.
Unbelievable. I try to keep you two informed, and you just want to find
Look at
something
that.
negative.
You're the one who started an argument.
You two are the ones that started favoring.
What'd you say?
Just what his house looks like. His kitchen is like. For me, the worst thing about him is that he has animals.
Yeah,
Like that's
and
the
like,
thing that worries me the most because, you know. But
and he's always had animals, even back during the sting. When we're reading the chat log, he's not taking the dog out, and he's like getting mad at his dog because he has to take it down and go pee, and he's coming back, and he's worried that he's gonna miss 5 minutes with his
with
precious,
somebody who
precious
doesn't
princess,
freaking exist. Yeah.
the 13-year-old Kayla.
Right. Yeah. So he's bringing pizza and Cialis or no, he didn't bring pizza.
I mean, we weren't gonna bring any pizza.
No, I mean he's not a million. He's not Donald Trump, you know. Doesn't have money to burn.
He
So
barely
show up with
made it
pizza.
there on fumes because he had no money. He was unemployed. He
That's
got
how
fired
he
from his
does
job.
everything. But did he have like Viagra or no?
No, he bought a box of condoms. He bought a $5 sterling silver bracelet, and the plan was originally he was going to pick her up and bring her back to his place where they were going to sleep on the floor because he doesn't have a bed, and she would be able to pet Bud, the dog, for 5 minutes, but then her clothes have to come off. But then he realized he didn't have enough gas probably to get there and back, so he was going to end up staying at her place. He didn't know what to do with the dog. Yeah, but he was down to his last $40. It's just, yeah, it's so.
And you know what's
great.
I mean, listen, the thing about this that's from a woman's perspective that's so extra horrible is that this is not completely unheard of, even for men who have not been, you know, are not sex offenders, are not like, if you meet someone like on a dating app or whatever, this could happen. This could happen with just someone who seems like a completely normal guy, you know, like this date could be attempted is what I'm saying. Someone just shows up and like, you know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe you need to change up some of your profile stuff, or kidding.
Don't be blaming me.
I'm kidding.
I know.
I
mean,
yeah,
I don't date online anymore, and I only did it briefly. But I'm just saying that, you know, people show up with a sense of, you know, there's like a weird ego at play there that's like a combination of ego and insecurity that just no one can have any fun with. Like, it's just, ugh.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, there's more pressure on men than women in this regard also. Like, women can literally just show up and nothing's really expected from them, except for, you know,
Yeah.
to look nice, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Bitch.
Yeah, I've been called a moron, a retard, an idiot.
It's okay. Remember when he tried to get you to break up with me by calling me ugly? And then asked for pictures?
Oh, fucking Christ.
I mean, every fake catfish he's had, he's always tried to cheat on them in the background by another catfish, and then he always gets caught, and he's like the next day, and then he has to beg and grovel and be like, "No, I didn't mean it."
And for what? Like, what is he begging and groveling for? He's not getting anything from these relationships, really.
Well, because he finds out that the other person that was going to show up and have sex with him didn't actually show up, or was a man, or weren't real. So now he's got to go back to Plan A. And
he's a hopeless romantic, is what he is.
yeah, ultimately, when it comes down to it, he is. He writes poetry all the time.
What did you say?
In songs.
Say I was ugly. What were you trying to do?
Don't know. I don't even remember it.
If you want me to send pictures again, I need
Jeff Sokol brought this Cialis along with the pizza.
you to understand why you did that. If you don't think I'm ugly.
Thank
I think I was mad at you.
Remember a few days ago when he said I made a mistake of choosing you over him and said it wouldn't last?
I remember that.
Even though none of that happened.
You were mad, so you said I was ugly.
Yep.
And there's Three's Company.
Three's Company in the background.
Okay, you can't get butthurt about names then, Lorne. I was mad.
I try not to get hurt by you guys calling me names. I figure you're just venting.
You gotta understand where we're coming from. I've never had to deal with someone this stupid before. Like, put yourself in my shoes. I'm just saying, put yourself in my shoes.
And mine.
I don't like calling you two names. I don't like that shit. I get very defensive. And I can't help it. I'm trying to get out of it. I'm trying to get out of being that way.
Self-control.
I'm trying to get out of being that way with you too.
You just have no self-control.
I've got self-control, but
you don't.
It's kind of been ruled.
You have zero.
Because of
class.
Because of the Church of God bullshit.
Right.
Right, Jamie. You've known that's been my problem the whole time that we've been together.
What have they even been doing to you? Ever since I've known you, they haven't showed up and done anything to you.
Church of God, why you just called me a bitch.
I just don't understand. You're blaming this Church of God people, but I've known you for 3 months and I've never encountered any Church of God nonsense.
No.
Are they going to your house every day and calling you a pedophile? What are they doing to you on a daily basis that's causing you to be a little bitch?
None of the things that they send to me.
Yeah, you just called me a bitch and that's the Church of God's fault.
You know about them sending things to me?
See what is that? Stupidity.
But what is them sending things you have to do with anything? You just don't respond to them.
I know.
And what does it have to do with Jamie and I? You're making this Church of God thing bigger than it is. It sounds like a group of
It's Jamie and me, not Jamie and I.
So
I don't know, just a handful of people. You're not a minority. You're not. It's not a hate group.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They hate you, and they're a group in that sense, I guess.
The gun show.
But they're not a hate group. They're not racist.
Even my lawyer said he went online. And
your lawyer's a retard.
Little chomper there.
He can't even get you out of class. He's fucking stupid.
This is the stupidity we are talking about.
I don't want to be like that with you two. I've never wanted to be like that with you, Jamie.
I don't want to be that way either. I don't want to call you names.
You never meant to do it.
I don't want to be mad at you all the time. I don't want you to be stupid. I don't want to do it.
So
things happen that don't make.
This is sorry, I know I keep asking
No,
the
it's
same
fine.
questions, but it's just going to take me about 3 years to understand. So this is saying this is the British robot, the male voice, because he didn't understand the female voice, right?
Yep.
But how is he rectifying that in his mind?
Rectifying what?
The fact that he thinks this is a female, clearly it's a male's voice.
No, he told her to change it to the male voice.
Oh, so he knows it's a robot voice.
Yes, he knows it's a text to
He's fine with
speech.
that.
She can't always talk because the text to speech app that she uses is only on Will's phone. Will is her roommate. Will is a name that's on the screen right here, who is a main actor in this, and is also JB's best friend that lives with her that Lorne is incredibly jealous of. And I think he used to perform with her until he put stop to that. Will is also Winnie's ex-husband, who was like,
Yeah.
Lorne has dated every woman that is ever
That calls him.
well, that is connected to any woman. He doesn't even see anything odd about the fact that every woman, like when the relationship is teetering out, like a new female character is introduced and then they happen to want to date Lorne.
Yeah, but how does he meet this? Like, how did this happen with the first one? Like, how do these?
Ember and Fierro, I think, just wrote him letters at first, and then when he started dating Ramona's cover story, which she contacted him with through Ember, was that she found him on the RSO website, which she was using apparently like Plenty of Fish or something, and she was saying, but it didn't matter to him because he's like, oh, sweet. And then, yeah, Ember's friend. Well, he was supposed to impregnate Ember. Somebody help me out. Somebody explain how all this.
I'm not going to understand it anyway. I don't think.
But
I have to just roll with the punches here.
The other thing that helped.
The original question was, how is he convinced that there's this male voice? But
he chose the male voice.
I have to let go and let God. I have to just accept the fact that this is what's happening.
He is. They are somewhat helped by the fact that at one point Jamie was voiced by somebody from Australia with an Australian accent. I think was Wine Lover.
He doesn't speak other languages. How's he going to understand that?
Well, it was an actual female though, and then it was transitioned right at the COVID break when there was a big switch. So that's the story they came up with. So he believes it's still that person. They've just lost their voice. So, but then again, you will find that even when he's told like that these people aren't real, or that somebody was pranking him, right? He doesn't always keep it straight in his head. Like, none. Like they will say they'll break the illusion at some point, saying, "No, I am real because I was being forced to catfish you. I was being blackmailed into catfishing you. And now I'm telling you the truth," when they're still continuing the catfish, right? Because these people were really trying to punk you and they didn't exist. So like later he will say, or Casey will say that that Jamie was never real, like the robot voice, like it was Will the whole time. And he hears it, but it doesn't seem to register with it, because he will still talk about Jamie like she's an actual different person. And it's just reminding him, like, no, Jamie was never talking. There is a person named Jamie. Yeah, you were never talking to them.
It's a phenomenon I have seen before. Like, people can't, it's like they can't, they can't believe, once they're caught up in some kind of like false narrative fantasy kind of thing, it's very hard to get them out of it.
And
like that French woman who thought she was getting married to Brad Pitt. I don't know if you know that story.
Yeah,
but
I've heard, like, yeah. I mean,
it's not super interesting, but
no,
she was really dead set on, and I mean, it makes no sense, but
yeah, I guess like you have to imagine the fact that Lorne has no social context because he has no social skills and he's incredibly
Right.
awkward and gross.
Well,
So-
most of these people don't, right? I mean,
Right,
people
but
who fall for whatever.
he's a pariah in the town. He's ruined his name, right? He's not only an RSO that most people would have trouble dealing with that, right? He's nationally known. He was on NBC. You could see his episode at any time. You Google his name, you're gonna get pages and pages and website. You just get video after video. So how would you ever have any kind of normal relationship? You'd have to have somebody that is completely cut off from all modern communication, and then be interesting
So
enough that they
either
want to hang
someone
out
who
with you,
Can't be on the internet because of their charges, or lives in France.
or lives in France. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have two
But-
channels on their TV.
Even if you found somebody that didn't have any idea and wouldn't find out, he still would have to be interesting enough for them to hang around with, which you can't do. The only reason anyone ever talks to him is to record him.
To poke fun.
Yeah, well, it's not even poking fun. It's just letting Lorne go. Like in this call, this is one of the ones where they're probably insulting him a lot, but or more than usual, right? But usually Lorne is writing his own story about his own paranoia in time, and so
Right.
they'll
He's
talk.
creating his own turmoil in the.
Yes, they will talk a lot about how they'll think of ideas. Oh, we thought this would really work with Lorne, right? And then it will turn out to be something totally random they didn't even remember, and he gets hyper fixated on, and it becomes super aggressive. Like a lot of the jealous characters he's jealous of are never actually played by people. They never exist. They are all figments of just, oh, there's this person named Carter. There's this person named James. And he will hyper focus on, did you talk to James today? Did you talk to James today? So they don't have to do anything. Yes, he is writing his own misery because he's so insanely jealous.
You just mention a name and he'll take that and then he'll write a whole. Yeah.
And because he also views the internet as this entity that is he views it as though it is still the early 2000s. So he still refers to the internet like as chat rooms and stuff. Like no chat rooms, and nobody's putting cams on, right? Like people just talk to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's very out of touch.
Clearly got he's got a cam on.
Yeah,
the people he's talking to don't, but
well, this is kind of where it crashed out, because he finally got his computer back, and then you can only keep up the ruse so much longer when he's gets more and more suspicious, and then you can only come up with excuses for so long.
Not to be on camera.
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah,
I'm surprised.
The tape worked this time, and the still image worked that time, but how often is it going to get, and if it's not even him, his brother and his mother are going to say, you idiot, you are being catfished again.
I'm surprised he listens to them, but yeah.
And it's usually not them. It's usually probation saying he has to terminate the relationship, or he's going to get.
It's usually law enforcement stepping in,
because probation looks like a fool to them. They're like, why is this guy? Why is our hear from their bosses? You have this RSO, and he is being recorded over and over on the. Why can't you control this guy? Why can't you keep him monitored? Bullrest says, whenever I have a drop of sympathy for Lorne, I just remember the chat log and realize he hasn't changed and is still a disgusting, degenerate pile of garbage. Yeah, he hasn't changed at all.
It's true, but it is easy. I mean, not easy, but I also tend to. I feel sorry for him a little bit in fleeting moments, because he's just such a pathetic, like.
Yeah.
If you don't know the backstory there, he's just like. It's like if I just came upon this and just thought a bunch of people were making fun of this guy, I'd be like, why? Like he's such a, but.
Yeah, and I don't even like. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, but I mean, what he's done, and really, there's nothing. I mean, he's not a nice person either. He's just
horribly abusive emotionally, horribly controlling.
Yeah.
And he's, like I said, like it all started.
Those nuances are harder to pick up on, but I do see it, as the more I watch.
And it all started again with the $30,000 ripoff, and her husband ended up. They were trying to build their retirement home, and he took all their money, and then he ended up dying shortly after, which was obviously influenced by that crime. And yeah, if you go through if you go through the whole chat log, not only will you're like, I cannot believe he is like this for 30 days, but yeah, once you get a few notches in where you go, if you ever feel sorry for him, then you hear the phone calls of him talking to Kayla. You're like, no.
Just do you want to see my penis is enough? Really?
What?
Do you want to see my penis is enough or whatever it was like?
Oh, he says it like 3,000 times.
Of course. Well, you can't be too sure. He's,
Yeah, in the psych report.
That's never okay. Like, just don't do that.
He sends so many pictures of his dick. Like, he is obsessed with dick.
Yeah.
Like, at the beginning of streams, when you watch Reborn streams, he'll pop it up there and it'll be a picture of a rooster with times 8, right? Okay, well, he sent 8 cock pics there. Okay.
Yeah. I know. Well, he's the only person who has one, so.
All right.
Makes sense to me.
Going.
Yeah.
At all. Period. At
Like
all.
what?
Yes.
Periods?
Like-
You don't know how periods work?
Casey, he never meant to do it.
Yeah.
Jamie?
Can you give an example, Lorne?
Yes, I'm trying to. Jamie, like, as much as Will has been around you, and you being naked in front of him, and you knowing that it's always bothered me, and you continuously did it anyway.
Jesus.
Shit like that.
He's talking about stuff from a year before.
And you know this for a fact, Jamie. That's the stuff that Winnie used to do.
It didn't happen continuously, moron.
Well, are you saying Jamie's like catfishing you?
No, Jamie's just being Jamie the way Jamie is.
Oh, you were so close, Lauren.
Yeah, that's just the way Jamie is. That's right. So.
And Lorne hates the way
now
I
you don't like it.
No, I don't hate the way you are, Jamie.
You
I hate that
basically
you don't
just
hear
said
what
you did.
I hate the way that you don't hear what I'm saying. And Casey, stop trying to get her against me. You've been doing that since day one.
Then, oh my, if I've been doing it since day one, then why have you left?
Because I believe in you too. I believe in Jamie and I believe in you. But it doesn't mean that you two are doing things right to me, because you're not.
Jamie, it's okay. I know
Jamie,
how.
you know I don't.
What?
No, I'm nothing. I'm just.
Okay.
Yes.
Jamie, you know I don't hate you. You know I love you.
You have a funny way of showing it, Lorne.
I'm such a bad person.
No, you're not.
No, you're not a bad person, Jamie. You're a really good person.
I'm getting off the fucking phone.
Oh.
Why would you do that?
Casey, babe.
Yes, baby?
I did something today. You might get mad.
What did you do? What is it?
I got your name tattooed on me.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
What? Why'd you do that? Did you really?
Because I love you that much.
Where is it?
So, I mean, just the comedy of the fact that these two women that he has been unable to get either of them to come up and visit him, he has now connected them and they are advancing their love faster.
And the question, I mean, it's out of like, it's not even a conversation that he would go visit someone.
Yeah, he can't leave the state.
Right. And my guess is he's probably never been in an airplane. He's probably scared of flying, but that's just.
Somebody in the chat help me. I think he went on probably when he was a kid, maybe.
Yeah.
They got him to go to the airport a couple times to pick up people that.
Okay, that's not flying.
Pick up Casey.
Okay.
Because he was like, "What are you coming out? What are you coming out?" And she'd say, "I'm coming today." And then
we'll go to the airport, but that's different, obviously. Like, yeah.
And that time he did bring a pizza. But then he had to drive back.
Why though? Why bring a pizza to the airport?
because she asked him, "What do you have in your freezer?" and made him make it.
He was like a rat.
So
and some
then,
ice.
I think he took it from his mom.
Yeah, obviously.
And then, yeah, so he had to drive with his pizza, and it was not warm. But just imagining him walking around the Portland, Maine airport with this pizza, looking, and there's no flights arriving. It's just
No, you didn't.
It's under my boob.
Why'd you do that?
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm flattered. I see it.
Because it's close to my heart, wink wink.
Well, that's
And this is
sweet.
ridiculous to him.
Can I see it though? What does it look like?
there we go. These are
Let
the
it heal more and I'll show you.
in his mind.
Okay. You didn't have to do that.
I wanted to.
What's so funny?
Oh, fucking 2 years with her, and she never wanted to tattoo my name. 1 month with you, and she's tattooed
Well,
my
in her
name.
defense, your name is hideous.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Lorne. What kind of name is that?
Don't like it. Tell me go fuck myself.
Okay, go fuck yourself.
That just means that you want me to leave.
Because I don't like your name?
Whatever.
You didn't choose it. It's not your fault. I can't blame you for the name.
Fucking Christ.
What's the matter now?
She has
What did I do? What?
Jesus.
What did I do?
What happened?
Oh wait, who said
He
this?
said it doesn't make
nature?
sense. I don't know what he's talking about.
I think
I
somebody
didn't
did
do
get the movies
anything.
right.
Stop upsetting Casey Lorne.
What are you doing, Lorne?
Thinking.
Oh, okay. You want us to let you go so you can think, or what?
Well, that's up to you.
Okay, we'll just sit here then until you're done. What are you thinking about?
Oh yeah, he was in the Air Force. He flew to Alaska.
Thinking about
Just the Air Force is surprising.
why everything seems so fucked
kind
up.
of.
Well, he didn't make it past basic training, so like
Right, but yeah. I
He
mean,
washed out.
obviously. Yeah.
Well, explain.
all right. Bull Rush got it.
We're in a relationship,
That was right.
so
It
let's
was
talk about it.
Titanic, Reservoir Dogs, and Braveheart. Bull Rush, put your cash app in the chat.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed any of those, I don't think. But maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention. I don't know.
But what's so fucked up?
What's fucked up is the way that Jamie's been acting ever since day one.
I've never
It's
seen
fucked up that you two have been completely against me since day one.
I want to
I
see the
haven't
gun
been
show
against
again.
you since day one. You and I got mad at Jamie the other day for Rod. You didn't say that we were teaming up on her. It's just you do the most fucked up things most frequent, so maybe it seems that way.
Is it?
Is it what?
Is it just me?
Casey, you have to
Yeah.
understand something. Lorne only sees what others do to him.
Oh, okay. So there's no point in trying to explain this to him.
This is me trying to figure out exactly what's going on
With what?
because none of it makes sense.
Well, what doesn't make sense? You keep saying that, and then you're just saying, oh, because Jamie's the way she is. What's not making sense?
It doesn't make
He
sense
doesn't
that
realize you two ganged up on me multiple times, but he says it's always him. Shit like that.
it doesn't make sense why you two are constantly against me. It doesn't make
He's
sense that
always the
Jamie.
victim.
It's after
acting-
midnight your time.
acting this
I don't know
way
how
to
much
me
longer you
since
can
day
stay
one.
up, but I want to get to the wedding or the proposal part.
Is he going to propose?
There's
I've seen
a
him propose
proposal.
before, I think.
Oh no, he's always proposing,
Yeah,
and they're always
obviously.
saying no. So
Well,
what would be his nightmare?
To propose to a dude by accident?
What would be a second nightmare? Worst case scenario in this scenario.
Oh, these two get married?
Well, because I know the answer to this. She's told you before. She had
It was none of your
And don't let him
business.
watch?
in relationships,
figure
then
that.
people tend.
What is it? If anyone knows how
So-
far into this
Okay,
we have to
great.
go.
So,
I
if
think-
you want to be all butthurt that I'm favoring her, she's favoring me. Just remember.
So basically, she goes, you know, you can leave anytime you want. And he's like, I don't want to leave. He makes Jamie upset. Jamie goes away. And then he says to get Jamie back on the phone.
To deal with it.
And it's just,
No, I know Jamie's a good person.
Sucks to be you then.
But when she keeps doing it regardless of how we feel about it, when she's
he
not
doesn't
at
understand
work,
the concept of you don't, because he's like, well, you should change for the person you're with, or they should want to
He's
change.
changing.
Like he needs the most unchanging person ever. That
Yeah, it wouldn't even occur to. He doesn't even understand unless he's.
and the bar that they set for to visit is just get a job, stop smoking, and he can't do any
That's all.
of it.
And leave. Then we can leave then.
I'm texting her back. I wish you would get back on the phone with us.
Yeah, here we go.
And maybe she'll make the choice to leave. I mean, you realize how beautiful she is, right? She can get anyone she wants. And I think you take that for granted. You should be grateful.
No, I don't. I don't take that for granted.
This face.
But
Look at his
being
face.
beautiful doesn't
and he's
mean that you
dating
do whatever the
two
fuck you want to people and act however you want and
mid-twenties
think that they're not going to be
women
affected by
in
it.
his mind. How would you even
It's just taking
believe that? Like,
advantage of.
and every woman he dates is in their
I mean,
20s or
every
early
woman.
30s.
And any good-looking woman, especially, like, just. But I also don't think he cares really that much.
Doesn't care what about their looks.
Well, not. Yeah, I guess.
No, he is 100% image conscious. He wants arm candy.
Got it.
But the fact that he keeps believing he's landing nines
yeah,
and
the
tens.
fact that he thinks that's even an option for him.
Right. When everyone around him, no matter how gross they are, is disgusted by him. Like what is
Anyone
it,
who
Lauren?
actually meets him.
So the women in Maine have super high standards, but all the supermodels in California, they're like let me get some of that Lorne.
Yeah.
Of another person's
Well, the women in
feelings.
Maine, they don't know a man when they see one, obviously.
There's another. They had him well, and it's probably because they have all this stuff. They convinced him that Ember convinced him years ago that the celebrities had taken up his cause after finding out about his story. So like Sylvester Stallone and Leah Reminick, well, they were all like gonna unite and do some, like USAID or whatever, some kind of campaign to fight for Lawrence justice. It was going to be some Hollywood thing. They had it because he couldn't go on the internet and see, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, Sylvester
Right.
Stallone is commenting on your videos," and he believed it all.
Just because you think you're so beautiful that you can get away with shit. That's not the way to treat
Hold on.
people.
All right, Bull Rush, I'll do that.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
I have been thinking so hard.
Jamie, hold on. I love you so much.
Oh,
I
I
love
love
you
you
too,
too, babe.
Oh yeah, okay.
I love you too, Jamie, and you know I love you.
Sorry, I'm talking over it.
Hello.
So Jamie's back on the phone. Oh, okay, but I'm going to read extra comment here. I couldn't respond before. There are two main catfish puppet masters, Ember and Fiero, and Reborn. Both below them, you have Ramona, Casey, which is Casey here, right? Winnie, Debbie, Jamie, Thruple, which is Casey and Jamie. None of these are real people. Debbie is a real person in the sense that it's Tiffany. Ramona is the real person in the sense that she's played by one person, but I'm Eric, I was talking about the actual like people that are never make appearances. The Carters, the James, the Rods. I'm getting echo from you, I think. Suma. I'm going to mute you here.
Hey,
Hello.
I have been thinking so hard.
Jamie, hold on. I love you so much.
Oh, I
I
love
love
you
you
too,
too,
babe.
I love you too, Jamie, and you know I love you.
Whatever.
See? That's the response that I get.
See?
Jamie, you make me happier than I've ever been. And I love playing games with you. And I think you're funny and smart.
You make me feel the same way, babe.
Yeah, Derek, this is right. I love this part. I died the first time I heard this.
I've loved you since day one, Jamie. And I don't ever want to stop loving you. And I don't want to be an asshole to you.
Lorne, shut up for a second. Casey, I think we have a special connection. I haven't felt this way about anyone. You are my everything. I think about you all the time. I wish I could sing to you. Casey, will you marry me?
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Oh my god. Yes. Yes, I'll marry you.
Oh my
I
god.
love you so much. Yes. Of course, yes.
Yes. I love you, babe.
This is the proposal. This is how they're gonna.
Oh my god. I love you too. I love you so much. Oh my god.
And he has been proposing to Jamie over and over for the last year before this, after he broke up with her, and trying to get engaged or move out to him within a couple weeks. These two women are engaged to each other now.
I think my favorite part of this so far is when she goes, "Well, you have to understand from my perspective." Or something. I've never talked to someone this stupid.
Yeah, this stupid, right? I don't want to treat you like this. You're just so
You
stupid.
have to understand from very matter of fact. I've never talked to someone this stupid.
So now we get baby boy crying Lorne.
I can't wait to see you. I got you a ring.
You got me a ring already. How long were you thinking about this for?
A couple days.
Can't wait to call my mom. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Hi. Lorne, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm shaking.
I'm
Easy
floored.
not to cut you off. I know you are so excited as I am, but we have to be fair. Lorne, what were you saying?
The timing of that is so good. She keeps saying, "Shut up, shut up, shut up." Gets the proposal out after he was trying to say how much he cared about her, and then okay, wait, hold on. Let's be fair, Lorne. What were you saying?
Yeah, that's not. There are three of us here after all, and nothing makes him hang up.
Well, he'll get mad, but then he calls back, and then
Obviously, yeah.
because he's like a 13-year-old girl, right? That's what.
Yeah.
Bing.
I don't remember.
Are you happy for us?
No, I'm happy for you. I'm fucking floored.
Me too. I wasn't expecting that tonight.
Me three. I didn't think she'd say yes, but I went for it. Lorne, will you walk us down the aisle?
Yep.
What? Why?
Well, I want my
Why? Because he's
Yeah.
their trouble.
Right.
But in case he's gonna kill it right here.
Dad to walk me down the aisle.
I want my dad to walk me down the aisle.
Oh, sorry, babe.
Not this weird creep.
Okay, Lorne, what were you saying?
I don't remember.
Well, you told me to call her back. So I did.
Now he's pissed.
I know. I'm floored.
What are you floored about?
I didn't expect that.
She's shut out of the marriage when he's demoted to the
Really
elder
was I,
figure.
but why? What's the matter?
Three's Company in the background.
Nothing. I'm just floored by
Because he
it.
just has the DVD
Oh,
playing
that's
on
playing
loop.
Mr. Roper. Now I get the.
He always has just the menu on of that or Jurassic Park or what's the third one, guys? That's always just playing. So you will hear on these calls, and it's just random calls. You hear boom, 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 boom. Or the Three's Company because he just has the TV blasting
Somehow
with
makes
this.
sense. What else would he be watching?
Yeah, he only has the first season of Three's Company.
Flooring
Well, I mean,
you
he's,
about it.
You know.
Oh yeah,
You're
Little House on
floored
the
by
Prairie,
it
but
too.
we
You
don't
didn't
ever
expect
hear
it
that.
either.
Well, yeah, because I was proposed to. Why are you floored?
yes, and he likes Big Bang Theory. I'm talking about the theme song. There's another song that's always playing in the background. I always thought, besides Jurassic Park and Three's Company. We missed that line though. Like I'm floored. Well, I just got proposed. Why are you?
You're
Floored.
floored by it too. You didn't expect it either.
Well, yeah, because I was proposed to. Why are you floored?
Yeah.
I'm just floored by it.
Yeah, can you explain? This is the thing. You never explain.
Because I can't even get it straight in my head right now.
What about it?
Yes. Yes, he no doubt isn't proud that he was in a relationship with two men who were actually two guys.
Are you okay? What's happening?
Really sucking the happiness and fun out of this.
I'm not meaning to take any happiness and fun out of it. I'm happy for you. I'm very happy that you two get along so good. That you feel the way you do about each other.
Come on, Lorne. Waterworks.
Yeah, these are the only
You
relationships
sound
he's
like
had,
you're gasping
really.
for air. You having a heart?
Yeah, the only relationship when we know about relationships that happened pre-Sting, there was MySpace Molly, who was another minor, that was actually a real person.
Did he ever meet her?
I don't believe that he did. There's a story it's more likely he met her than had sex with a woman. Because the story is that the fair that they met online, she was 15. She would have been 15, and he would have been at the time 34-ish or whatever. And they were going to meet at the Presque Island Fair. And he went out there, but they weren't going to talk. They weren't going to meet. They were just going to go there to see each other in real life, which didn't make any sense because they had already seen each other on camera. So his story doesn't make sense, right? So it's a lie. I am of the opinion that he found out she was going there and he went there he knew, because this is not a huge fair.
Unbeknownst to her.
Unbeknownst to her. This is a very small fair up in Maine, right? Like I don't know. You're in New York. I'm sure they have huge fairs, but this is a fair that you could do probably a couple donuts around, and you'd run it. If you knew somebody was there, you do a couple donuts, or you stay stationary. You're going to see the person you're running into. There's maybe 5,000, 6,000 people there. But his story is that when he got there, she realized that the fair didn't start till the next day, but he had to work, so they had to go home, and they never ended up meeting, which doesn't make any sense. And before that, there was Paula. Paula was a waitress in Washington at a bar, and he's still in love with Paula to this day, but Paula also broke his heart or something.
But Paul's a real person.
Paula is a real person. Yeah, that's the shift. So all these people before are real, but the relationship is not. It is not clear.
Paul is an age-appropriate real person who he met.
It's an age-appropriate person that he had physical contact with. That it could have been as small as she was just the waitress in the bar he went to.
Right. So,
and
I mean, who knows?
And he thought that was a relationship that they were working towards. And then, she cheated on him, quote unquote, but she was engaged, and then she was
married to someone else, and
it's always the constant. We were working towards a relationship. We were working towards a relationship. All that kind of nonsense. And then he will talk about this for decades later, that these women broke his heart. Amanda James was a catfish that was in Pennsylvania, and she sucked some money out of him. But saying stuff like, "Oh, my message doesn't work," so they only emailed for 6 months. That happened to be back when he went back to Maine. But there's no proof that any of these relationships were ever real or anything other than a woman.
Right. Any physical, I'm just trying to figure out what happened to him that he, that he's just completely. I mean, he clearly has no interest in meeting a real woman. But he's also not exactly an incel, He's not. I mean, maybe he is. He's just living this fantasy life. He's like, it's like this is his video game, Not that I'm not anything against video games, but people who that's their entire, all of their interest is this life in a box, basically. He's only interested in romantic relationships, it seems. I mean, he's really into women or girls or whatever, but he doesn't want anything real at all. He's not even considering it, really.
Well, he believes it's all hyper real, right? He believes
but it never, he doesn't, I mean, I get it. He went to the airport to pick up that one woman, but none of these things have actually come to fruition. And he's okay with that, really. No,
he's not. He that's where a lot of these fights stem from. Why don't you trot your ass up here?
At this point, wouldn't you be like, I'm going to go out to the world and go to a bar or whatever, and
he's not allowed to go to the bar. You can't drink after his second revocation. Well, he could drink before, but he got so drunk all the time they revoked him and said, "Okay, no more drinking," because he would drive around drunk and stalk people.
Yeah,
he stalked people. Nikki, there was Nikki that was in Maine who, these women probably. If there is any sort of active outreach to him, it is 100% a grift, right? You see a chump this guy, because he will say, "Oh, I spent I gave Nikki $10,000." Well, he probably bought her $10,000 worth of stuff because she had moved, she down on her luck or whatever. Hey, I need to be set up in a new place. He's like, "I got you." Buys all the furniture, thinking this is going to be,
Right, but he never meets a real woman, and he can't. But he doesn't seem to try to even But I don't know. I mean,
yeah, there's that's the thing. There's so much backstory. Whoa, wait a minute. Where's it? Not that one. A third super chat. Food happened or didn't. His siblings didn't feed him enough comfort food. Yeah, that is the other reason that he is attracted to children, is because his siblings didn't give him meatballs, macaroni, and deviled eggs.
I see. Oh, right.
Yes.
I remember something about deviled eggs. Yeah. Well.
That's the reason he gave, because he was so tired of being used. So he just was so happy that somebody wasn't after him for his wallet.
Quite a hard knock life he's had there.
But in the meantime, he keeps flexing to the 13-year-old about the $300 credit card he just got. Yeah,
$300?
$300, yeah. To be fair to Lorne, though, he's had over 27 one-night stands. Yes, outdoor Lord. He is a serial one-night stander. He will have one-night stands with the same person multiple times, according to him. Which... actually, what was the chat? What was the name of the lady that he met at the bar that he was in love with somebody else and then he supposedly slept with? She was from England, remember? Was her name Debbie? That's the other thing. The names always repeat, right? So was it Debbie or Winnie or Amanda or Paula. He slept with her, and then he started off his story with, I'm really in love with this other person. She ended up being destroyed by that and tried to kill herself, according to him. I think that's what he said. But he didn't get the rest of his sentence out. But now I really like you. Right? Like, come on, Lorne. That didn't happen. Yeah.
No.
Eric says, Suma, the trick about Lorne is you have to turn off your brain to understand him, especially if you read the chat log for Lorne. Yeah, you really got to go through the chat log once.
So I'm trying to get out words that I don't even know what the words are.
Three's Company in the background.
No, call me back in pressure. Call me back in a few minutes. I need a few minutes to myself.
Oh, no, wait. Why are you? No, hold on. No. What's wrong? Lorne?
I need a few minutes to myself.
No, why? You gotta tell me why.
No, give me a few minutes to myself, all right?
No. Tell me what's the matter.
Are you crying?
Why are you crying? What's wrong? It's your rule. We need to talk about things. What is wrong?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, I think it was Debbie as well.
What do you mean you don't know? Well, we're going to stay on the phone until we figure it out. You're not hanging up. Why are you crying?
What is that? What is that?
That's his trophy case, and it's his trophy case.
What else would it be?
Trophy case and maybe like kind of a shrine. It's got guys, what has it got in there? It's got his baby shoes that are bronze or something. His mom didn't want them anymore. It's got, I think, 2 karaoke. Like literally, she's like, "Do you want these?" Or else she was tossing them out.
I can't
And
look
he
at
took
these
them.
anymore.
And I think it's got his karaoke statues in there, and then other like maybe some like Hummels or something that he got from the teardown house.
Yeah,
we told you about the teardown house, right? His job for the teardown house was to tear down a house, and he could not finish that job successfully. He managed to take stuff out of the house, like bags of insulation to put in his trailer, like little bags, like grocery store bags of used insulation.
Right, like you removed it from.
Yes, and then started throwing the bags into his
Which is also very toxic, I think, but he won't be affected.
But then his shovel broke. I think he was using like one of those little shovels that you use for like shoveling out ash from a fire.
Yeah. Well, we're going to stay on the phone until we figure it out. You're not hanging up. Why are you crying?
Yeah, I think those. I think the trophies are on the left and right. I think the Hummels are around it, and there's got to be some Jamie stuff in there.
What are the trophies for?
Well, funny you should ask. He won a karaoke contest. He wasn't even entered in. He was singing from the bar, and they were having a competition. They said, "You are so good, sir, that you win." He won first place, and then second place didn't want their trophy, so he received both trophies.
Something is missing in that story.
Yeah, I mean, lots of stuff is missing in that story.
The point is, when he had to go demolish that house, he found insulation and 2 trophies.
Well, the way he talks about it being with, he takes real pride in them being karaoke trophies. So I believe he possibly won them in a one-person karaoke competition that he entered and no one else sang. So they gave him both trophies.
Right, or not, he didn't even enter. There wasn't, the competition was supposed to happen, but didn't. So they were like, just give this.
That's what he was saying. His story is that he did not even enter. There were a whole bunch of people entering, and he just was singing from the bar, and he was so good they crowned him. Which, having heard him sing, is
we've heard him sing. So
yeah.
Are you crying because you're sad or because you're happy? Why are you crying?
He's got these weird, like these look like presidents or something, like weird. I don't know if there was a face, if there was a mask made out of a human face. That
I see. It's like an old. It's almost like George Washington, but not quite.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe Abraham Lincoln on the right.
That, like weird, like glass basket that old ladies have.
Hello, Sub Rosa. welcome to the
Oh, hi, Sub Rosa.
craziness. We are just about to the end of this call.
You missed the Boone, but
That one be the one
No,
to
we're-
The
post
Boone is the
YouTube
first hour and a
first.
half.
yeah.
He's crying because he wanted to be the. Oh yeah, the angel looked
that
like
makes you
Jamie, which is why
sad?
he put it in there.
It makes me sad because I haven't. Because everything is confusing me so much.
And this could be one of the times you'd feel bad hearing him cry until you just
So,
remember.
You're
The whole thing
sad.
is
Everything
so
he's done.
pathetic. But,
I want to be
you
so
know.
close to you too. Like it's so fucking.
And how nobody would actually get themselves in this point, in this situation in real life without.
Well, he is.
But I mean, there's so many red flags everywhere.
Yeah, there's so many reasons it didn't have to come to this.
This is not a guy finding out from his wife that,
No.
like, oh,
This
she's
is not
running
a
away
guy
with the
getting
maid.
real news, first of all.
Right. He's never met these people in real life. So, I mean,
Right.
it's not like,
Yeah.
it's not,
He's
sitting there,
a prisoner of his own stupidity, truly.
his own stupidity.
And his own perversions, because he's not allowed to
Yeah.
do anything.
And that's the other thing. When he's not fighting or angry, he slips so easily into the perversions again.
Yeah. That's his default setting.
And again, he doesn't understand anatomy. I think when he talks to Jamie one time, about being pregnant, and then she goes, "I'm going to have a water birth," and then you go, "What if the doctor's not there?" And then I'll just have to hold it in, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just have to keep poking it on the head." And then you say that, and so you go, "Oh my God, he's talking about his penis, isn't it?" And then he will go ahead and say, "Did you hear what I meant?" And then he said, "I meant when we're having sex, I'd be hitting it with my like." He spells it out, like, Lorne, we already knew that it was disgusting, but you have to go the extra length and explain that it's
But no one would understand that. It's so clever.
Hard to do. Being confused about stuff and having probation fucking run their mouths.
Yeah, I know.
And not being face to face with you two, not being able to see you on video, not getting the pictures, not getting.
And that's the other thing. He gets pictures from Jamie, and then the next day he yells at her because he's like, "Why aren't they topless?" Like,
So that's why
could you be a
he's
bigger
sad.
piece of trash?
you
A
don't-
lot of things at one time.
Ugh.
So what would hanging up have done for you?
Just to be able to think alone.
So what are you
here's
thinking
his-
about?
These are some of his wildos or Lamondre.
I know
think.
you're
This is a
sad he
big
didn't propose first,
that
but
that he was sent to him, and he's
I
got a
mean-
picture of him licking it that he sent
not
back.
really anything we can do about that now.
There's a word that Jamie says to you, or words that I've wanted her
I
to
think the
say.
pecker pouch is going to be here, or unless did the
until-
pecker pouch already show?
Until she was afraid that I was going to leave her for you, she didn't say him to me.
There's the pecker pouch.
At the beginning, she
I
did.
was wondering what that was.
Do you want to know what he does with it?
She didn't say him for a long,
Of
long
course.
time until she was afraid I was going to
Well-
leave her for you.
He
So
I mean, you don't
are
have to tell
you
me. if it's-
saying
No, I
that
mean-
like you're jealous?
just, I guess, use your imagination. He uses it,
No, I get it. Now I get it. I get it.
and he got really mad because it. He got rug burns, basically.
Well, I mean, especially after you use it more than once, I would imagine.
And he said he's not using it again till they're together because then the pecker pouch would absorb all of her moisture,
Oh my God.
and then therefore that somehow makes it lubricated when it's just wet. it's like
Also, it's not. What is it? What's
I think
its
it's-
purpose?
I think it's a holding pouch for a dildo. I think that's what it is. I think it's a carrying
Oh, I
case.
see. Yeah.
I mean, that's
It-
the only
it
thing I
might be
can
a
imagine it
mask
would
from
be
COVID.
for.
Yeah.
Like, but it's
Right.
it's like one of those
that's what it looks
nylon
like. It looks
bags,
like a
right?
pouch to
that-
carry whatever, like goggles for swimming or.
Right,
that.
exactly that material. Like nothing
Yeah.
you would ever rub against your skin.
Right. And just also, they make that's what a fleshlight is for.
And it is 100% designed not to absorb moisture. Like it is not.
That's its point. That's why that's why they use it for that.
Bull Rush says he Googled it. Okay, well, better man than I. It's like male laundry. Okay, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah,
that was my
could be
first,
that as
well,
well.
my first thought
Yeah.
was a face mask that he was using as male lingerie, because I know he's not just holding a face mask. But then I was like, oh, is it one of those like?
But I would imagine there'd be straps, Bull Rush. Wouldn't there have to be strapped? It's not just going to stay on unless there's some kind of cinch or something.
Oh, it'll stay on because that string, it's a thong.
Gotcha. Okay. Crown Royal bags work for a bigger pouch in a bench.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, part of me is jealous. Part of me is very jealous. I'm also happy too at the same time because I want you two to feel the way you do about each other.
I had to tell you because
I want you two to feel the way
yelling, tell her what he
the way
does.
about me too. And
Yeah, maybe one day we will, but that starts with you.
It's not part jealousy.
He's
It's
really
mostly jealousy.
picking up.
It's not something you can force. If that's something you want, you gotta work towards it.
Well, it's upsetting because me and Jamie was there once already. And it got lost over time.
Did it
Hold
get
on.
lost, or did you ruin it?
Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. Hang on, and then put my headset down.
Okay.
I'm thirsty.
I'm thirsty for your pussy, baby.
See, he's crying, but he's going to go right back into being like, oh, look at
He's
this.
not going to hear that and stay
Was that
sad.
silly of me?
You're making me blush.
He will right when he gets
I
back.
know, I'm being silly. All right, we'll wait for Lorne to get back. I think he went to go blow his nose.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Wait, I gotta clarify again. The video that is playing right now is different than the call. I only used it because to show what he looks like right now.
It works though.
Yeah.
And I'll slowly pull your clit out.
Oh my God, baby. So, Lorne, are you upset?
I'm all right now.
Oh shit, sorry. Hey, Lord.
Baby.
I told you he was back.
I don't care. I can listen to you two having phone sex. So don't bother me.
See, no more crying. He's right back into it, all horned up.
Right now, he's fine with.
Why does it bother you? Can be all three having sex at the same time?
I was so
Yeah,
sad
but
when
it's
I
not
didn't
like
hear.
listening in. Weird to listen to it.
Why?
Lorne,
When
that
we
was a
having
private
sex then?
moment.
Well, we're in a throuple. It's not likely that's going to happen very often.
Okay.
Go ahead. Keep going. I want to keep listening. So, Jamie, go ahead. Keep going. I want to keep listening.
What are you doing while you listen?
I'm just listening to you. I'm listening to you two. Don't think for a minute that don't turn me on.
The moment has passed.
You two turn me on.
Okay. Well, I love you, Jamie, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, I'll talk to you in the morning.
All right.
All right. That is the end of the call.
So
I think
what did ex Derek mean when he said tell her what he does?
with the pecker pouch, with the pink thing.
But you did tell me.
Yeah, I did. I said that's why I
mean-
had to tell you, because he was like, you got to tell her. You got to tell her.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and again, like just another example, if you were to imagine somebody doing their own pathetic home reality show workout, what is the most embarrassing thing they could do?
I mean, my first thought is shake weight, but
That is pretty.
He just naturally gravitates.
Go on.
I feel like I should get mad props for that.
Yes, that's a very good guess. I mean,
it's also, it speaks of how embarrassing he is and really how potentially embarrassing I could be, because it's the first thing that came to my mind.
He is somehow, I don't know, who is less self-aware? This is actually a question. Who is less self-aware, Sarah Boone or Lorne? I think, I don't know, that's close.
It's a tough one. It's for Sarah, it is self-aware, but she can't read a room at all. She has no idea. I don't know.
Neither can Lorne. I
Right.
mean, but even, I mean, yeah, we could do Leon Rhymes' exit. I don't know if it'll demonetize, but I don't think it will. But yeah, Lorne cannot pick up any social cues.
No.
But he doesn't understand that people are disgusted by him. Like, women are repulsed by him in person. And he doesn't pick up on it that these people are just messing with
Well,
him.
a lot of people don't. I mean, women and men, don't.
And he's unable to figure out that, and this just be his stupidity, he's unable to understand that everyone can tell when he's lying. Everyone can tell because his lies are so bad.
Well, that's very Sarah Boone also.
And Sarah, I think Sarah must be more self-aware. She probably knows that everyone she knows that everyone hates her, right? But I guess she doesn't understand that she is it's not a misunderstanding. It's not a misunderstanding of you, Sarah. It's not that we don't know you. We see exactly what you're doing, and that's why we don't like you.
More than you get yourself.
Right. And you're unable to change, or you don't want to change. You just want to torture people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this has been great. I had a great time. We should
thank you so much.
We should do a part 2 when I get through more of the videos, and we can do more of the jail techs if you want.
Sure.
And what was I going to say? Yeah, everyone that's watching on the replay group, make sure to sign up and subscribe to SummaCumLoudmouth's channel. I put the channel description in the video. We are going to exit out of here with, let's go. Yeah, we got to go with Leanne Rhymes singing from Lorne. I mean, how could we not? Remember that? I mean, when he's belting it.
Yeah, I mean,
It is probably my favorite song I've ever heard sung by anyone. I would pay this. He's better than William Hung, or what is the guy's name?
Oh yeah, William Hung.
William Hung. I mean, if Lorne could have gotten on, instead of going the whole To Catch a Predator route and gone like the American Idol route.
Well, he'd have to travel for that. He's not doing that.
Yeah, and got up there and belted out Leanne Rhymes. It would have.
Oh,
yeah,
he went to Nashville, so.
Well, that's another example of his lack of self-awareness. He doesn't understand how bad his singing is.
A few criminals have done that, very unaware. But the fact that he traveled to Nashville is
to become
terrifying.
A country music star.
More terrifying, yeah.
And he could have married Amanda Lambert if it wasn't for that darn Chris Hansen and you meddling kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. All right, Suma. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.
Thank
All right,
you.
Here we go.
All right, I love you. Bye.
Can't let anyone enjoy this song for more than 8 seconds. Who are these psychopaths watching an hours-long video for the primary purpose of hearing 9 to 20 seconds of a song?
Now, Booster.
Dad says you're annoying and beg all the time.
Son told me after asking him to ask former husband if he finally ordered a book and hot meal and for being made to call daily to check for 13 weeks.
I lie to you because I can? Dad does it like all the time.